All right, what's up, dummies? Let's watch some football. We're gonna watch Georgia Tech and Miami, Florida and Texas, and I guess Purdue and Ohio State. What's up, everybody? Big up Liquid Richard. Shout out Sean Ranklin. Yeah, and shout out Wendy's Chili. And stop asking me if I'm selling my Mustang. I'm not selling my Mustang, so stop asking me. Gamecock Orbit, what's up, buddy? Caleb, Ripper, Rye Guy. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. I guess we'll see what time these games end. I've got my kids' homecoming dance tonight, so I've got some running around I got to do around 4:30, which sucks because the Georgia Ole Miss game comes on at 3:30, so I'm gonna miss some of that game riding around. But we might keep this stream going till 4 or 4:15. Sometimes those 3:30 kickoffs get pushed back till like 4 o'clock. If that's the case, there's no point staying on. But if it looks like we'll be able to watch some of the Georgia game before I have to leave, maybe I'll keep the stream going. We'll see. We'll see. What's up, Robert? Over under 3 picks for Beck. I'll take under. I'll take under on that. How many yards is Gent Smith gonna run for today? It's usually a good bet right around 150. What's up, Dylan? Anthony? Nicholas? Why don't I talk about Georgia recruiting? I don't really talk recruiting. I mean, I keep up with the class ranks, who's ranked where, and all that. We did talk about some on the call-in show the other night, the wide receiver that Georgia got. How long do you think Georgia Tech will be able to stay in the game for? Miami likes to let teams hang around first half, sometimes into the third quarter, and then Miami usually blows them out in the second half. So we'll see. We'll see. I do think Miami wins and covers, though. I assume Ole Miss Georgia is going to be the SNF Saturday night football game. No, it comes on at 3:30. Georgia Ole Miss comes on at 3:30. 3:30 today. Why is the spread so low for UJ Ole Miss? Well, it's a road game, and Ole Miss is a top 15 team. Florida man about to get curb stomped. Yeah, I don't think Lagway's playing today. I don't think Lagway's playing. I took Texas over 13.5 points in the first half. So not a bet on the game, but a bet on the points scored in the first half. I've got Texas to score over 13.5 points in the first half. Yeah, he's dressed out, but I don't think he's playing. Outside of UGA Ole Miss, which game has you the most excited? Well, I think LSU Bama's the best game of the day. It's the most important game of the day. That's an elimination game for both teams there. So the Georgia Ole Miss game is an elimination game for Ole Miss, but not for Georgia. Is Miami scoring over 45? Ooh. I'd probably go under 45. What's the over-under for Miami? Let me see what Miami's point total is for today. Miami's point total today is 37.5. So if you think they're scoring 45, you should bet over 37.5. Miami's point total is 37.5 today. Oh, what's up, Dula? What's up, David? Over 58 in LSU Bama game or under? I would take under. Is that the over under 58? I'd take under 58. I'd take under 58. Yeah, 7:30 games on Patreon. So the link to my Patreon page is in the description of this video. Around 7 o'clock tonight, I will post a link over on the Patreon page, and we will hang out and watch all the primetime games. I've got some running around I got to do. Both my kids' homecoming dances today. So I have some running around I got to do from like 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss some of the Georgia Ole Miss game, but there's nothing I can do about it. But I should be back home by about 6 o'clock, and then I'll start the primetime stream on Patreon around 7. Mike Bobo was the problem with UJ's offense. There it is. The dumbest comment of the day. 10 minutes into the stream. Congratulations, dummy. Congratulations, dummy. That didn't take long for somebody to show how stupid they were. Texas Tech going to beat Colorado today? I don't know, man. I don't know. Hard to pick against Colorado right now. Let me ask you something. If Mike Bobo is what's wrong with Georgia, and Georgia has scored 30 points or more in every SEC game they've played this year, and Ole Miss has only scored 30 points or more in one SEC game this year, then what's Ole Miss's problem? Can you answer me that? I'd be curious to know your answer on that, Schultz. Georgia has scored 30 points or more in every SEC game this year. Ole Miss has scored 30 points or more in one SEC game this year. If Mike Bobo is Georgia's problem, then what is Ole Miss's problem? I'd be curious to know. I'd be curious to know. Have you been to Bobby Dodge Stadium before? Yeah, it's an absolute shithole. It's the worst stadium I've ever been to. It's the oldest. First of all, it's the oldest on-campus stadium in America. It's the oldest It's the oldest on-campus Power 5 stadium in the country, and you can tell. Well, when you're there, you can tell. It's a terrible stadium. Lou, through all the years of your season is over, who's the team that's been on it the most? Oh, I don't know about that. Florida State is one loss away from tying the record for a season. Right? Let's see. Well, they've already tied it. Florida State is one loss away from beating the record for showing up on the Your Season is Over wall the most amount of times. Schultz says, I think Carson Beck will throw 2 picks today. You can see where the Civil War cannonballs hit the sides. I don't think it's that old, but it's close. It ain't that old, but it's close. Should Georgia fans be rooting for Alabama today? I mean, it is possible if LSU wins out and Georgia wins out and Texas A&M wins out, something weird could happen, but I'm not looking at it that way. Yeah, Droovy, thank you. Droovy, thank you, Jarvis. To you as well, buddy. Thank you. Lose wheel 38, jackpot 0. You've hit the wheel before. I'm pretty sure you've hit the wheel before. Ryan Day's got to go if we lose to Michigan. No excuses this year. I forgot who you picked between Colorado and Texas Tech. I think I'm going with Colorado in that one. SEC go back to divisions. I think everybody's going back to divisions eventually. Droovy, thank you is Chinese for thank you. Hey, Chinese for thank you. Make sure you pick up your Droovy thank you t-shirt today. Makes a great Christmas gift. Yeah. Makes an amazing Christmas gift for yourself. A Christmas gift to yourself. For everybody that has purchased a Droovy thank you t-shirt, I would like to say Droovy thank you to everybody that has purchased one. Droovy thank you to everybody that has purchased a Droovy thank you shirt. If Alabama lose to LSU, will they fans be calling for the coach's head again? Yes. Every time Alabama loses, they call for the coach's head there. Lou, what's your favorite Georgia football memory of the 2000s and 2010s? Well, 2010s would be the 2017 season, the Rose Bowl and the national championship game. Favorite memory of the 2000s? Probably either the goalpost coming down at Sanford Stadium or the blackout against Auburn. SEC needs a 3-6 model. Yeah, 3-6-6. Yeah, 3-6-6. Droovy, thank you. Lou, can I join your join? You can join the join if you want to, but there's no benefit to joining it. I'll just be honest with you. I only have the join thing turned on so I can do custom emojis. Like that. That's the only reason I even have it turned on. So I'm not going to tell you you can't join it, but all you get if you join it is the ability to do those custom emojis. That's it. If you want to join something, join the Patreon. You actually get something from joining the Patreon. The Patreon is great. We have a good time over there. During the season on Patreon, I do a live stream over there every Saturday. So like tonight for the primetime games, we'll be on Patreon. And in the off season, I stream whatever I'm gambling on. So college basketball, NBA, whatever I'm gambling on, I go live and watch whatever it is I'm betting on that day. On the weekends. There's a link to the Patreon page if you want to check it out. No, Sean Moreno was goated. Yeah, he was fun to watch. What's up, Slim? Upset Saturday today? Yeah, but who, though? That's the hard part. I have a funny feeling about the Indiana game. Like maybe Michigan finds a way to pull it off. BYU at Utah, I mean, it's hard to see that because Utah's just been so bad. Who else could lose today? Thank you. Somebody got mad at me for not putting Mark Richt on my best coaches to never win a natty. Well, how long was your list? Because there ain't very many coaches on that list before you get to Mark Richt. Who was on your list ahead of Mark Richt? Based on your earlier comments, I have a feeling that your list is retarded. Alabama head coach Malachi Moore with one of the most emotional game day skits of all time. Yeah, shout out Alabama head coach Malachi Moore. UJ's win versus Florida with Tebow was one of my favorites. Yeah, that was a good game too. Tell us who's on the list. Don't be shy. You brought it up. Give us your list of 10 best coaches to never win a natty. Isaiah wrote a great question. Which team today will throw trash on the field? 3 weeks in a row, we've seen a fan base throw Texas fans on the field. Throw trash on the field. Georgia Tech receiving the opening kickoff at home against Miami. They're going to be tackled at the 15. The Florida-Texas game is just underway. First possession of this one. Texas has the ball 1st and 10 on their own 35. Quinn Ewers in a shotgun. Motion. Snap. Ewers back to throw. Caught on a slant. Picks up about 12 yards. First down out close to midfield. Steve says he only has 10 beers, so you hope the Buckeyes don't score 77. Oh, you drink a beer every time they score or something? I've heard of people doing that with shots, not with beer. Beer, you should just drink it all day, whether anybody scores or not. Shots, maybe if you want to do when they score or something. But you ought to be able to sit around and drink beer all day, no problem. Ewers back to throw again all day in the pocket. Finds a man complete. Down near the Florida 35. Texas in business early in that one. Georgia Tech lost a yard, so it's going to be 2nd and 11 now on their own 14. I think that's Haynes King back in at quarterback today, too, coming off of an injury. They're going to keep it on the ground. Has a big hole. First down 30, 35, 40. He might go all the way. 40, 30, 20. Tackled just outside the 20. That's about a 65-yard gain right up the gut by Georgia Tech on the ground. Good blocking up front and a huge hole in the middle of the defense. Look at this. Gone. Bang. Boom. 65 yards on the ground. Huge play for Georgia Tech. They're in the red zone. Texas now 2nd and 4 on the Florida 28, first possession of the game. Play action pass. Ewers in the pocket, throws complete underneath, picks up 5 and a first down. No one is happy to see Napier State in juice boot. Yeah, that's a fact. Thank you, Miles. Committed. It's Florida State. Florida State's an absolute disaster. Texas with another 7 or 8 yard gain. They're making it look easy early on here against Florida. They marched all the way down the field. 2nd and 3 now for the Longhorns. Georgia Tech 2nd and 5 on the Miami 16. On the ground again in another hole. Wow! Oh, shit! Touchdown. Somebody better go check on that Miami man's jock strap because it's laying somewhere around the 10-yard line. Holy shit. That man got juked out of his whole uniform. Miami's defense is absolute fucking garbage. Who is that? Is that Oklahoma 2017 or is that Miami 2024? I honestly can't tell the fucking difference. Miami looks like every good Lincoln Riley team I've ever seen. Amazing offense, Heisman caliber QB, and a defense that couldn't tackle me. What a fucking joke. I'm old enough to remember when Miami used to value defense. Not anymore. This defense is a fucking sieve. Ah, damn, Miami defense is bad. They let the fucking nerds go right down the field and score. Holy shit. Don't worry. Miami does this every game. I'm sure they'll blow them out in the 4th quarter when nobody's watching. Miami's defense is fucking garbage. Purdue has the ball first against Ohio State on 2nd and 4. They're going to take a big sack, loss of, close to 10 yards. 3rd and oblivion coming up for Purdue. Who do y'all think is going to beat Miami in the first round of the playoffs? I know the answer is whoever they play, but who do you think it's going to be? Indiana. Boy, Indiana would beat the soul out of Miami. Indiana might score 100 on Miami. I'm dead serious. Indiana might score 100 on Miami. Hey, what's up, Karen? Yeah, we're doing good. Hope y'all are good. I'm serious. Indiana might score 100 points on Miami. Their defense is that bad. Utah, man, y'all are getting beat like a rented mule today, buddy. Hey, Utah, man. Y'all are playing BYU today. Have you heard the good news? Hey, Utah, man. Utah, man. Have you heard the good news? Good. You heard the good news?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good. You heard the good news?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good. You heard the good news?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good. You heard the good news?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good. You heard the good news?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good. You heard the good news?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good. You heard the good. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. Big dang. Georgia Tech set to kick off after going right down the field and scoring on Miami early in the first quarter. 12:49 to go. Kickoff going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. So first look at Miami's offense here coming up. Georgia Tech 7, Miami 0. Texas looking at a 3rd and 10 now. They're in the Florida red zone on the Florida 23. 4 wide. Ewers back to throw. Under pressure, is going to get sacked. Damn near fumbled, too. Texas is going to have to kick a field goal here. Lousy, stinking Gators. Yeah, fuck Florida. Florida's going to give up on football. Did you hear they're keeping Billy Napier? Holy shit. I don't know who cares less about football as an institution and an administration. Georgia Tech or Florida. But it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Damn. Texas done reached around and missed the field goal now. Get Florida. Look at them. They just won't give up. Florida just won't give up, will they? They just won't take no for an answer. Warner's going to be playing quarterback for Florida today. No DJ Lagway. I know he got y'all's hopes up with the warm-up routine, but Lagway not playing. Here's Miami with a touchdown on the second play of the game for them. 80-yarder. Tie ball game. What track meet here? Looking like a track meet game. Georgia Tech and Miami. Hell, Florida loses to Georgia by 14. So they announced they're keeping Sunbelt Billy. If Florida somehow only loses this game by 10, they might give him a 10-year extension. Can you imagine if Florida only loses by 10? They'll probably build a Billy Napier statue. Florida looking at a 2nd and 5 here. Werner in at quarterback. No DJ Lagway. Snap. Handoff. Has a hole. Picks up the first down. Needed 5. Gained 8 or 9. 1st and 10 Florida. At least Florida's showing signs of improvement. FSU can't say the same. FSU's an absolute garbage can. Florida State's having a season so bad, it's going to take multiple years to overcome it, in my opinion. This is something that is going to have a 2 or 3 year lingering effect, I think, at Florida State. Their recruiting class for next year is already falling apart. Good luck trying to trick portal players to come in there this time, which is what they've been relying on the last 4 years. I think Florida State's going to be down for a couple of years. Florida going deep. Miami set to kick off, all tied up at 7. 3 minutes into the game. Georgia Tech returns this kick out to the 15. He's going to be hit and stopped at around the 16, maybe the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 Nerds, all tied up at 7. No score in the Ohio State-Purdue game. Ohio State's got the ball on their own 40. Pass incomplete on 3rd and 3 is going to bring up 4th down and a suck nut punt. Purdue's 1 and 7, but Ohio State can't seem to get a first down. If Florida loses by 1 score, their fans will say we deserve a moral victory. Well, they had a moral victory last week. I don't know. They might be able to get on some sort of a moral victory streak here if they somehow lose this game by 10 or less. 1st and 10 for Georgia Tech on their own 17-yard line, all tied up at 7. On the ground. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gained a yard or so. It's going to be 2nd and long now for the Nerds. Florida on 3rd and 15. Nowhere near enough. It's going to be 4th down, and the Gators will have to punt it away. Texas got the ball first, drove right down the field, but then stalled out and missed a field goal. So there's still no score there. Florida 0, Texas 0. Miami all tied up at 7 apiece with the Nerds, and no score in the Ohio State-Purdue game. Haynes King's out again? I thought he was playing. That wasn't Haynes King in there? Unforced errors again to start for Texas against Florida. Yeah, you get out there and miss field goal. No good. Can't be missing field goals. I think that's bad for the Paylou movement, too. Let's see what we got with the Paylou movement. Here's the Paylou movement so y'all control me. There you go. That's what you control me about. I got Syracuse on the money line. So outright upset for Syracuse. Texas minus 13.5 in the first half. Arizona State minus 2.5. Iowa State minus 2.5. Miami minus 9.5. And then 2 pointless parlays because I hate money. Parlays, of course, are the stupidest bet you can possibly do. I hate money, so I made 2 parlay bets. Commercials everywhere. Yeah, I'm watching 3 games and there's a commercial on all 3 of them. Who's the better coach, Brian Kelly or Malachi Moore? I'd probably go with Brian Kelly. He's got more career wins. I'm feeling fine, says Ari Maida. That's good to hear. Who has the worst quarterback room in the SEC? Auburn, Oklahoma, Kentucky. Yeah, I'd go with those 3. Auburn, Oklahoma, and Kentucky. Who wins, Vandy or South Carolina? Man, I like South Carolina in that one. It's hard for me to say because nobody likes picking against Vandy. They're a good story, and I, of course, hate South Carolina with the heat of 1,000 suns, but I have a feeling South Carolina gets the win. We really like it here, Lou. Where? Where are you? I think State actually has a semi-decent QB room at least. Who? Mississippi State? Mississippi State. Lou, is Florida lose by 10 or less, Florida signs Napier to a lifetime contract. They might. They might. Who's worse, Billy Napier or Hugh Freeze? Billy Napier. Billy Napier is worse. I mean, Hugh Freeze has had some good seasons. Billy Napier never has. You think Iowa State covers today? Yeah, the line looks like a trap. I don't get it. Iowa State is good. Kansas is 2-7. But for some reason, the line is only 3 or 4 points. So I don't know why that is, but I fell for it because I took Iowa State. Second and 8, the Nerds pick up maybe 2 or 3 yards. Third and long coming up. Sunbelt Billy needs to go back to the Sunbelt. Yeah. Who's the better coach, Prime or Napier? You have to go with Dion right now. He's done more. Dion's done more this season than Napier has ever done in any season. Why do you hate South Carolina? It's a geography issue. I live on the border of South Carolina, so I grew up with a bunch of South Carolina fans. So they've always been... I don't really hate anybody or any team, but like if Georgia was going to go 1-11, I would want that one win to be against South Carolina. Now, we don't play South Carolina every year anymore, thanks to expansion. So that argument is kind of out the window now, but that's why I don't like South Carolina, because I grew up with a bunch of South Carolina fans. No difference between Ewers and Cam Rising. Did those cocks mistreat Uncle Lou? No. They're good people. We were friends. We'd get together every year and watch the game together. They used to do the Border Bash here every year. Some of you might know what that is, the Border Bash. The Georgia cheerleaders, the Carolina cheerleaders, the mascots, everybody would come down on Friday night. They'd have live music. It's basically like a giant tailgate. They'd have 10, 15,000 people downtown on the river here in Augusta. So many people are picking Ole Miss because they hate UGA. They know Ole Miss is losing. What's the weather? What, here? 70 degrees, partly cloudy. How do you think the weather will affect Georgia today? Well, if it rains, we'll see. Both teams like to throw the ball. Lou, how far are you from Atlanta? About an hour and a half up I-20. I-20 runs from Augusta to Atlanta. It's about an hour and a half. Well, depending on what part of Atlanta I'm going to. You know, Atlanta's huge, so there's some places in Atlanta it takes me 2 hours to get to. But I can be in Atlanta in an hour and a half. Downtown Atlanta, maybe an hour 40, an hour 45. Thoughts on the Colby Young case? I don't know the details of the case. All I know is what's been made public. I know the lady is saying that she wants the charges dropped. So, I don't know. Lou loves the Atlanta airport. No, the Atlanta airport's the worst airport in America. I will fly through Atlanta. I won't fly from Atlanta. I won't. I won't. I'll connect through Atlanta. Big play for Texas. 40, 35, out of bounds at the 31 of Florida. I'll connect through Atlanta. We have an airport here in Augusta, but it's just a regional airport. So it only flies to Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, and Washington, D.C. So if you want to fly from Augusta to anywhere else, you have to connect through one of those 4 airports. And if you fly Delta, it's going to connect through Atlanta. And so I don't mind connecting through Atlanta, but I don't like leaving from Atlanta. Worst state, Oklahoma or Nebraska? Boy, that's a tough one there. That's a tough one. I'm going to go with Mississippi, though. Oh, was that not an option? 2nd and 6 for Miami. All tied up with the Nerds, 7 apiece. Still no score. Texas and Florida, 3:55 to go in the first quarter, but Texas is threatening inside the Florida 30. They got down here last time and missed a field goal. Ewers going deep, has a man wide open, walks into the end zone untouched. Touchdown Longhorns. Touchdown Longhorns. Isn't Louisiana statistically the worst state now? Well, I guess it depends on which statistic you want to look at. I don't know. What does Georgia need to look out for? Well, don't turn the ball over and limit Ole Miss big plays, explosive play. Ole Miss is one of the best teams in the country offensively at getting big plays. Georgia is one of the best teams in the country defensively at stopping big plays. So whoever wins that matchup there, combined with whether or not Carson Beck can throw the ball to his own team, I think that will determine the outcome of the game. Those two things. Louisiana has some of the best food. That's about it. I love New Orleans. So, I mean, I don't know. I haven't spent a lot of time in Louisiana outside of New Orleans. So I can't speak to the rest of the state. But I absolutely love New Orleans. I'm going back again in December. For 3 or 4 days. Right after the conference championship games. 3 or 4 days in New Orleans. I love New Orleans. New Orleans might be my 3rd favorite city, now that I'm thinking about it. To be honest with you. Thanks for making College Football Saturdays better year after year. You streaming Mike Tyson fight next week. You know what? Probably. Is it on Saturday? Yeah, I'll stream the Mike Tyson fight. People thought the loss to USC was OU's lowest point. It's Friday? Yeah, I'll stream it on Friday. On 3rd and 5, incomplete pass is going to bring up 4th and 5. Miami going to have to settle for a field goal here. Bama should be ranked at least 8, says Radically Optimistic. Where are you talking about the playoff poll? Where are they ranked in the playoff poll? I don't even remember. Anywhere between 8 and 12 makes sense to me for Bama. 11 in the playoff poll? Yeah. I mean, it really doesn't matter right now. If they beat LSU and went out, they're probably going to finish somewhere 5 to 8 and get a home playoff game. Yo, what's up, Lou? Hey, what's up, Lucas? What spot do you put Georgia in if they lose? I'd have to know the outcome of every other game before I could answer that. Games don't happen by themselves. There's like 60 or 70 games a day. And the outcomes of a lot of those other games combined with Georgia losing would determine where Georgia would move to. Hey, what's up, Jared? Baltar checking in. Can we get a Tennessee helmet upside down until they score a touchdown in the first quarter against an SEC opponent? All right, my man. Now, when people come in here and get mad at me because the Tennessee helmet is upside down, I'm going to tell them, come talk to you, Jared. The Georgia helmet is upside down, too, though. So the Georgia helmet and the Tennessee helmet now are the only two that are upside down. So you say, what now? A touchdown against an SEC opponent in the first quarter. All right, so you got Mississippi State today, Georgia next week, and Vandy. Is that the 3 you have left? Texas up 7-0 over Florida. They just kicked off after scoring a touchdown. 3:43 to go in the first quarter. Touchdown Rutgers, says VicTube. That's great news, VicTube. That's great news for the Paylou movement. Oh, no, wait a minute. Wait. No, not that game. Who they playing? Minnesota? No, I didn't bet that game. I was thinking of the Syracuse game. What is Syracuse doing? Wasting time? Syracuse and Boston College, no score, first quarter. I've got Syracuse in that one. Cincinnati up 7-0 over West Virginia. Navy already up 14-0 over South Florida. Miami up 10-7. Ohio State up 7-0 over Purdue. Purdue. Can you flip our helmet over until we score more than 30 points in the game this year? I'm sick of this Walmart, Iowa offense we have put on the field week after week. Who? Michigan? Man, if I do that, they'd be up there till next year. There's no realistic chance of that happening. It's got to be something a little more realistic than that if you're a Michigan fan. Wolver, I'm just guessing that because of the Wolver part of your name. How many times did you go to the Georgia Dome and did you like your experience? How many times did I go to the Georgia Dome? I don't really remember how many times I went, but it was okay. Yeah. It was all right. I think the Benz is better. Purdue keeps it on the ground. 2nd and 5. Picks up a first down. Gain of about 10 out to their own 40-yard line. Miami kicking off after taking a 3-point lead. 10-7 Miami up on the Nerds. 7:47 to go in the first quarter. My prediction is Beck will throw 2 to 3 interceptions and the Dogs will win by 10, says Ricky Peck 94. I hope you're wrong about the interceptions. If he throws 2 interceptions in the first half, I want to see a different quarterback in the game on the next possession. I'm not saying bench him permanently, but if he throws 2 interceptions in the first half, I expect to see somebody else playing quarterback the next series for Georgia. He can't keep doing that. He can't keep... Florida just fumbled. Scoop. And all the way down to the 8-yard line. Texas in business again here. And it looks like a face mask on the tackle. Either way, Texas is going to have the ball 1st and goal inside the 10. Maybe inside the 5. Florida fumble scooped up by the Texas man. Returned down inside the 10-yard line. Texas up 7-0. And fixing to add to that. Florida on life support. Yeah, it don't matter, though, because they're keeping Napier. So everything is fine. Everything is fine. Georgia Tech with a fake reverse now looks to throw complete out in the flat to the tight end. A gain of about 8. It's going to be 2 or 3 yards short of the first down, though. Third and 3 coming up now for the Nerds. Look at Purdue. Trying to put a little drive together against Ohio State. 1st and 10, Purdue on the Ohio State 43. 3rd and 3 now for the Nerds on their own 32. Shotgun. Snap. Handoff. Tries to get to the corner. Gets there and picks up the first down. Needed 3, gained 4. Keeps the drive alive for the Nerds. The penalty in the Texas game was actually on Texas, not Florida. Backs them up to the 22. 1st and 10 on the Florida 22. Pass incomplete. It looked like they were going for the same play that they just scored on, that wheel route down the sideline. Florida decided to cover it that time, though. And the pass falls incomplete. Who's your dark horse pick to make the playoffs? Was a little late in the season to pick a dark horse. I mean, you got to do that kind of thing before the season starts. Georgia Tech on the ground, 1st and 10, picks up about 6 yards. Texas with another touchdown. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Texas is going to be up 14-0 after the extra point. Yeah, you can't really pick a dark horse with 4 weeks to go in the season. I mean, anybody with 2 losses or less is still alive for the playoffs. None of them are dark horses anymore. Aren't the players supposed to try after they keep the coach? Well, they are trying. They're not any good. And neither is the coach. Yes, the food in New Orleans is as good as everybody says. And I'm not even a foodie. I mean, I like to eat certain things on game day. I make a big deal out of the football food that I like to eat on the weekends. But, like, I'm not a food snob at all. Or somebody that, like, you know, when I go out of town, I don't... Some people go out of town and, like, they have a list of, like, I got to go to these 10 restaurants. I don't really care. I eat because I'm hungry. But the food in New Orleans is out of this world. The Gators should change their decals to a toaster in a tub. God damn. A suicide watch. Thank you, Joshua. Yeah, I have a brother-in-law that's like that, Streamlabs. When he goes out of town, he's got a list on his phone of like the 10 restaurants he wants to go to while he's like, he's the type of person too, when you go out to eat with him, that's like a 3-hour deal. Clear off about 3 hours if you're going out to eat with him. It's a whole thing. He has to go and sit at the bar for 30 minutes. Then he has to get his table, and then he has to get his appetizers, and then he has to get his salad, and then he has to get his meal, and then he has to get his dessert, and then he has to get his coffee, and then he has to get a drink after. It's a whole fucking... You'll be half a day going to eat dinner with that man. I don't like that shit. I want to go in and eat and get the fuck out. I'm not trying to hang out in a restaurant. I don't work there. But some people... Now, in his defense, he's... a native New Yorker, still lives there, and that's a whole thing up there. Dinner up there is not what it is down here. You know, down here, dinner is something you do before you go do something. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, what are we doing tonight? I don't know, but before we do that, let's go eat. We'll go eat, and we'll go do whatever we're doing. In New York, dinner is what you're doing.
Social event.
It is. Dinner is what you're doing up there. What are y'all doing? Going to dinner. No, I mean, what are you doing? You're like, no, that is what we're doing. We're going to dinner. We'll be there from 7 to 10. Fuck, why? Why? I don't know. But that's what they do. Third and 1, and the nerds are going to pick up the first down. But you know what? They just won't go away. Georgia Tech. They continue to try. Purdue just missed an 8-yard field goal or some shit. I mean, I'm talking less than an extra point. This is how you end up being 1-7. When you've got a field goal kicker that can't make a 2-yard field goal. What a fucking shame. He looks like one of those deadbeats on game day. With Pat McAfee and that, talking about how easy it is to kick, and then shanks it a mile off to the left. 1st and 10 for the nerds on their own 47. Quarterback keeps, going to pick up about 5 yards. Y'all say that's not Haynes King playing, huh? I sure thought that is Haynes King, but y'all a damn lie. I don't know why y'all do that to me, man. I'm trying to watch 3 games. I can't always keep up with everything and every player that's in. And I have to look down at the comments and see you dummies trolling me, talking about Haynes King's not in. Haynes King's not playing. R.I.P. Haynes King. All this shit. And I look up and it's Haynes fucking King. Y'all y'all need to leave me alone. I don't know why y'all mistreated me. I've been nothing but nice today, except to that Schultz guy. But the Schultz guy deserved it because he said dumb shit. It's not like I singled him out. Running back name is Jamal Haynes. The running back is not number 10. And anybody named Jamal is not white, dummy. That's Haynes King, number 10. It literally says H. King on the back of his fucking jersey, retard. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck, man. That's it. I'm not looking at the comments for 5 minutes, except for super chats. Y'all piss me off. 3rd and 8 for Florida. On their own 32. Warner back to throw. Caught short of the first down, though. 4th and about 3. The Gators will have to punt it away. Rustin Key says, how far can Dylan Sampson carry the Vols offense? What do you mean? Physical distance? I mean, he can carry him to 10-2 in a playoff berth, I think. That's what you mean. Good morning, Lou. I missed the drops, man. You still got that one screaming at your neighbor. Yes, of course I do. This goes for a lot of people in the comments right now, too. A lot of them. No, lady, how about you shut the up? I'm doing Lou too, bitch. Flag on to play Miami and Georgia Tech. John Tay Lee, thank you for the super chat. I can't ever catch you on your live. I work at 4 a.m., but do you think Oklahoma can win tonight? No, I don't even have to read the rest of that. But I will anyway. With our offense getting a little bit better and Texas about to destroy worse than they did us. I don't ever think Oklahoma can win. Not this year. Their offense is terrible, man. No quarterback. Offensive line is bad. I don't know, man. I don't know. I would probably have to say no, though. I mean, Missouri ain't great either, to be fair. They're disappointing this year, too, but I don't. Oklahoma can't score on anybody. So I don't know about that one, man. I think it'll be a good game. I don't think Missouri's good enough to blow anybody out, especially Oklahoma. But Oklahoma's defense is okay.
Is that Sea-Dog? That looks just like Sea-Dog.
Where?
Whoever that player is, they just showed on TV.
A player?
Yes, he looked just like Sea-Dog.
Well, Sea-Dog doesn't play for Georgia Tech.
Look, no, yeah, the quarterback.
I don't look no goddamn Sea-Dog.
He does.
Oh, not every white person looks like Sea-Dog.
I swear that's his dog.
Chinese people think,
no.
He looks no, he don't look nothing like no damn Sea-Dog.
Like Sea-Dog.
You're Chinese and you think all white people look the same, and that's racist.
We all think all Chinese people look the same.
No. I don't know why y'all Rudy, thank you for the super chat. Hold on, I missed it. Where did it go now? Damn it, Beavis. Come on with the super chat. How in the hell?
I'm gonna stop.
Come on, man. Rudy says, Indiana about to treat Michigan like they owe them money. It won't be close. Common sense would agree with that statement. I don't know. I was going to bet Indiana today because I've been betting Indiana every week for like 7 weeks in a row and winning every single week. And for some reason, when I woke up this morning, I had a funny feeling about the Indiana game, so I didn't bet it. Look at Georgia Tech. Well, you know what the thing about Georgia Tech is? They just try so damn hard, and they don't give up. They won't give up, and they won't go away. Now, the thing is, they're playing Miami, and me and the next 10 people to comment could line up against Miami, and it would be a close game into the third quarter. And then Miami would blow them away in the fourth quarter. But, yeah. Has it been 5 minutes yet? Not about 4? It's been about 4 minutes.
I didn't keep track.
I'm going to go another minute or two without looking at the comments, because they making me mad in there. Sunbelt Billy. Look how happy Sunbelt Billy is. Hell, you know what? Actually, he might not be happy. I bet you Sunbelt Billy wanted to get fired so he could collect that check. He's probably mad they kept him. He probably hates Florida as much as everybody else does. Plus, he's got to live in Gainesville for at least another year. That's a punishment worse than prison. 14-0, Texas up over the Gators. Florida going to be punting it away here on 4th and 2. There's the kick. Second quarter just underway. Fair catch called by the Shorthorn. Ball's going to hit and go into the end zone for a touchback. This Florida team about beat UGA. How their ass. Well, Georgia, I don't know what. Georgia was favored by 14.5 and won by 14. So we got the expected outcome. Now Beck turned the ball over 3 times. So just like anybody else we played, we would have beat them 50-10 if Beck didn't turn the ball. Think about what we would have done to Texas if Carson Beck didn't throw 3 interceptions against them. We'd have beat them 50-4. Florida's 2 worst prisons, Rayford and then Billy Napier's house. Miami defense not getting stops. Well, that's because it's terrible. Miami is Oklahoma from 7 and 8 years ago. Lou, as a Georgia fan, is it better for us if LSU or Bama wins? I think there are some scenarios where Georgia could win out and not make the SEC championship game if LSU wins out or something, but it gets hard to keep up with all the different scenarios and the tiebreakers. So with a month left to go, I don't really look at it that way. I picked LSU to win because they're at home, but I'm not betting $1 on that game because Alabama could 100% go in there and win. I don't have a good feeling on that one way or the other. I just picked LSU because they're at home. If Georgia goes 11-1 and doesn't make it to the SEC championship game, that's fine with me. They'll be a 5 seed and host a playoff game, which would be exciting. Austin says, what do you think about Joel Klatt? I swear he must watch you because he repeats what you said a day before on his show. I haven't particularly noticed that. Now, I don't watch the Joel Klatt show. I sometimes see clips of Joel Klatt that have been shared around either on Twitter or TikTok or something. But I don't think I've ever sat down and listened to an entire Joel Klatt show. Not because I don't like him. I actually do like Joel Klatt. I think Joel Klatt and Kirk Herbstreit are 2 of the best analysts and commentators out there. But I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I don't listen to a lot of professional, quote unquote, professional podcasts. Juice Poot's probably the closest thing to a professional show that I listen to on a regular basis. Miami is similar to those Lincoln Riley Oklahoma teams. Yeah, amazing offense, Heisman caliber QB, and can't stop a fucking nosebleed defensively. They're either going to win 50-40 or lose 50-40. No team had a duo like Justin Fields and Chase Young. I don't know about that. Who would have the advantage from the committee, Lou? A 2-loss team that doesn't play in the conference championship, or a 2-loss team that loses in the conference championship, becoming 10-3? I have no idea. I guess it would depend what else happened around there. UJ has not lost at home since 2019. Yeah, that's a fact. LSU had a better 2019 team. Better than who? Is it concerning that OSU is only up 7-0? I mean, if I give you Purdue and 24 points right now, will you take that bet? In other words, no, you won't, and it's not concerning. Lou, what UGA team shows up today? Second half Texas version of UGA. Look at Georgia Tech. Boy, I tell you what. If I had a gold sticker, I'd give it to him. A gold star. You see how hard they're trying?
They're trying.
They try so damn hard. Florida back to throw. They're down 14-0, going deep. Uh-oh, wide open too. All the way down to the 15. Look at Florida. Florida, I don't know if there's two teams in the country that try harder than Florida and Georgia Tech. Unfortunately, neither of their administrations give a fuck about football. Damn. That's terrible. That's awful. It really is. That is just an absolute shame. What's Syracuse up to? Syracuse is losing 7-0 into the first quarter. What else is going on? Texas. Miami minus 9.5. How in the hell? Beck over under 1.5 INTs. You must bet. What are you taking? Under. I can wait till we work. I can wait till we work Georgia ass next year. I can wait till we work you learn how to type in the fucking comments section, my man. Holy shit. Reading that gave me eye cancer, man. First and goal for the nerd on the 12. Lots of room around the corner, inside the 5. That's close to a touchdown. No. Zebra Man says he stepped out at the 4. Second and goal coming up for the nerd. John Tay, what's up, buddy? Says, that shit Miami doing ain't going to work. We have beat UGA that playoff with just a top 50 D, but nope, that shit ain't going to work. Sorry, Miami, y'all out first playoff game. Their defense is horrible. And it's not a one-game thing. That's the problem. It's literally every week. Second and goal for the nerd on the Miami 4. They're down 3, though. That's it. On the ground, they're going to lose a yard, maybe 2, back to the 6-yard line. Third and goal now, back at the 6. Lou, I think Beck might have eye of the tiger today and have 3 touchdowns. Well, the touchdowns really isn't an issue. He'll have those. It's whether or not he has the 3 touchdowns plus 3 interceptions is the issue. Joe. Hey, Joe. They get a hold of one of these and it rots their brain, don't it, Joe? Oh shit. That's crazy. Haynes King just threw a touchdown pass and he's not even playing. Y'all see that? Haynes King, who's not even playing, just threw a touchdown pass for Georgia Tech. Miami is losing. I'll say the same thing on the Miami game I'll say about the person that asked me about Ohio State only being up 7-0. Is there anybody watching that really thinks Georgia Tech's going to win this game? Come on. Is this y'all's first time watching Miami this year? This is every Miami game. I've been telling y'all for 6 weeks that Miami is the most watchable team in the country. Why? Because every game is like this, and they have an amazing offense that's fun to watch with a Heisman caliber QB and my favorite wide receiver in all of football, Restrepo. But Miami will win this game. This is every Miami game. This is nothing new. Miami fans aren't even worried right now. I promise you. Miami fans aren't worried. They're mad because it's the here we go again thing. You know, here we go again. Fucking around with these bad teams because our defense is terrible. Here we go again. Gonna have to wait till the fourth quarter and win by 3 touchdowns. I mean, it's just every week. Ohio State in the red zone on the ground. 2nd and 5. Quarterback keeps, picks up a first down, out of bounds at the 15. Tigers can't lose on my birthday. I'll be pissed. It's going to be a great game tonight. Is Ohio State soft? Not after the second half of that Penn State game. Didn't look soft to me. Didn't they run for 200 yards on Penn State? Held Penn State without an offensive touchdown. Goal line stands defensively for Ohio State. No, Ohio State right now is off the soft list. Penn State is on it. Uh-oh. Touchdown Ohio State. Where'd you go? K-Star, are you at all worried that Ohio State is only winning 14-0? Yeah, they're going to run away with that one. Yeah, they're not soft this week, but of course, that can always be updated in the future. Florida down in the red zone too. Boy, I tell you what, between Georgia Tech and Florida, it's just the try-hard is through the roof. Ohio State extra point is good. 14-0. They're up on Purdue. 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Florida's going to attempt a field goal here. Be a 25-yarder from the right hash. False start, though. Just exactly what terrible teams do. Fuck up special teams for no... How do you false start on a fucking short field goal? Come on, Sunbelt Billy. Don't tell me Sunbelt Billy's his own special teams coach. That would blow my mind. Find that out. He's his own offensive coordinator and his own special teams coach, and the offense is terrible and the special teams is terrible. Not sure what that means. Not sure what that means. Here comes the field goal now. It's going to be a 30-yarder instead of a 25-yarder from the right hash. Snap, hold, kick, and they fucking missed it. They fucking missed it. You know why? Florida's got the worst offensive coordinator, worst special teams coach, and worst head coach, all on the same team, and it's all Billy Napier. Billy Napier is the head coach. He's the offensive coordinator. He's the special teams guy, and their offense and special teams are fucking garbage, and they've got a terrible head coach. But don't worry, Napier will be back next year to shit all over his foot again next season. Mockama says Georgia rode the struggle bus with Florida. Yeah, Georgia was favored by 14.5 and won by 14. Meanwhile, you're a Miami fan and you're getting beat by Georgia Tech. Didn't they beat you last year too? Georgia Tech. Chance, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, what's next for Penn State if they always go 10-2? At what point is the finger pointed at James? If they go 10-2, they'll be in the playoff. Penn State would have been in the playoffs something like 6 of the last 10 years under James Franklin. So, I mean, there's a difference between can't beat Ohio State and this guy fucking sucks. James Franklin doesn't suck. He can't beat Ohio State. Neither can anybody else in the Big Ten, by the way, except now Oregon. Is Sunbelt Billy's wife banging the AD? No, Sunbelt Billy is. 1st and 10 for Miami, who's currently losing to the Nerds. Dang. Hate that. Back to throw. Cam Ward in the pocket. Steps up. Out to the right. Looking downfield. Throws. Incomplete. Intended for Restrepo. Off of his fingertips. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Canes. Sunshine has the Epstein list and the Gator AD is on it. I wish Lou was sitting on the couch and BA was talking. Say less, fam. Say less, my man. See you later.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
You just treated me.
Good morning, everybody. I know, right? I was over there involved in something. Thank you. I know, y'all are on one today. Why are y'all mistreating Lou? What's up, everyone? Good morning. What's up, Bad Dog? How are ya? Not sure if Lou told you, Bad Dog, but we're planning on a New York trip next year. What's for dinner? Oh, I've got a beef like a beef thing in the crock pot. I can't even remember what what it what it's called. Like a beef roast in the crock pot. Thank you, pot roast. No, it's not a wedding. I've just never been to New York before, so instead of going to Vegas again, we're gonna go to New York because I've never been. I'm not sure if he wants to go to Broadway, but we may go see one show. You know, flying, definitely flying, definitely flying. Yes, we've been to both him and I have been to Savannah, Georgia, quite a few times actually. I'm sure. He's taking a mental health break because you guys are mistreating him, Robert. We were we were out eating dinner with my kids the other day, and he was talking about how he he went to Chinatown before. Pay BA for the breaks. I don't know if he needs. He might need a hug. He might need a hug. He might need a hug. He. What he needs is y'all to stop mistreating him. That's what he needs. Yeah. So Lou is taking me to New York because I've never been. You fly everywhere now because you're done with long drives. I mean, I wouldn't want to drive to New York for sure. I did make him two sandwiches. You're right. So yeah, there you go. Who said that? Who said that? I'm not sure where we're staying, Bad Dog. We haven't decided yet. We haven't decided. No, that's what I was eating back there just 2 minutes ago. I made myself a sandwich. So I ended up getting a chicken salad chick. It's a local like little place here. I think it's a chain actually. I don't know if you guys know what it is, but yeah, chicken salad chick. We haven't had it in a long time, so I just went and got some for lunch, and then we're having the beef roast for dinner tonight. Yeah, any recommendations you can give Lou on where to stay would be great. So, I want to do lots of things. I don't know how long we're gonna be there. I think for like maybe like 4 days, Lou, 5 days, 4 or 5 days. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things that I would like to do in those 4 and 5 days that were there. No, he doesn't cut the ends off his sandwiches, but he doesn't eat like the whole sandwich, like usually like the crust, yeah. No, beef roast. It's a beef roast. Well, I mean, they were chicken salad sandwiches, so there's not much you can put on a chicken salad sandwich that's not already in the chicken salad. So my bread was toasted, if that makes if that makes it better. We want to go to Chicago too. Yeah, we have a list of places that we want to go to, but I mean, like he asked me if if there was someplace I wanted to go instead of going to Vegas again. Cause he's going in January with the guys trip, and then I'm also going in January, like 2 weeks before they go, on a girls trip to Vegas. So yeah, so I know he could go to Vegas anytime, but yeah, I'd rather go someplace I've never been before. Ooh, I like grape tomatoes. Grape tomatoes are good. All right, are y'all gonna stop mistreating him now?
Bunch of dumbasses. These people ain't left their own zip code since the day they were born. They're talking about, I would never go to New York. Fuck New York. I hate New York. Motherfucker, you ain't been past the Circle K since you were 9. Scared to go places. Yeah, bring back. Yeah, she is better to look at, and I give you that. That's for sure. Florida's athletic director reminds me of the AD at Texas a decade ago when he set them back multiple years because of dumb hires and decisions. Yeah, that's really the big problem at Florida. They currently have no school president, okay? They don't have one. The athletic director is terrible. Everyone hates him. But there's no president there to fire him. So he's still there. He doesn't want to fire Billy Napier because he hired Billy Napier and the other 2 coaches that fucking flamed out. So Florida's got a lot of administrative issues going on. Plus they can't afford to buy out because they're still paying Dan Mullen. Florida's got major issues. Hey, what's up, James? Miami defense might be softer than Ohio State. 100% this year, for certain. 100%. Texas still up 14-0 over Florida, which is good for me because I've got Texas minus 13.5 in the first half. So we need to pay Lou on this Texas game. That's the only first half bet I have is Texas minus 13.5. So they need to go ahead and score again, and it might be on this play. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Texas. There we go. Texas going to be up 21-0. Pay Lou movement. Off to a great start today. Off to a great start. Hashtag PayBA. This is her tip, not yours. Thank you, Austin. I'll make sure she gets it, buddy. I'll make sure she gets it. Dirt Reynolds. Thank you for the super chat. He says, I would have been a billionaire had I chose the right numbers. James Franklin is trash and will never be better than mediocre. That's probably the dumbest comment today, especially coming from a Tennessee fan. James Franklin had 2 better years in a row at Vandy than Josh Heupel's ever had at Tennessee. And so for you to think James Franklin is trash is ridiculous. Penn State has had a better season than Tennessee every single year over the last 10 years. So for you to call him trash as a Tennessee fan is hard to fathom, my guy. Lou, can you further elaborate on when Beck needs to be pulled? Come on, man. I told y'all I'm not sitting around talking about Carson Beck for 3 fucking hours during these noon games. I'm not doing it. I've said everything I have to say about Carson Beck, and I'm not saying anything else until the game comes on at 3:30. That's it. So, but if he throws 2 interceptions in the first half, they better get his ass out. And I better see Gunnar Stockton or Jaden Rashada or you or her or somebody else in there at quarterback if he throws 2 interceptions in the first half. And I don't mean to bench him permanently, but if he throws 2 interceptions in the first half, the next time Georgia gets the ball, somebody else needs to be given an opportunity. I mean, enough is enough. I guarantee you if an inside linebacker whiffed on 3 straight possessions tackling somebody in the hole, his ass would be on the bench quick, fast, and in a hurry. If a corner got burned 3 plays in a row, he'd be on the bench quick, fast, and in a hurry. So if that motherfucker comes out today and throws 2 goddamn interceptions in the first half, I expect to see some other dead body at QB that next possession instead of Carson Beck. And then they can put Carson Beck back in. But somebody needs to grab a hold of him and shake him and wake his ass up. And maybe putting him on the bench for a possession or 2 would do just that. But don't ask me about Carson Beck again. I'm not talking about Carson Beck anymore. I'm not talking about Carson Beck anymore. Just forget about that. Lou, are you going to a home game this year? No. Well, I say no. There is a small possibility that if Georgia is ranked 5 through 8, I'll go to the home playoff game. Shout out Colby. Shout out to Colby. I love Colby. But he's the fucking retard that scheduled his wedding on playoff Saturday. So that's not on me. I didn't schedule his wedding. He scheduled his own fucking wedding. Or allowed his fiance to schedule it on playoff weekend. But if I go to a game, that would be the only one I would go to. And I don't even know that I'll go to that. Tickets are going to be 4 figures. So we'll see. But that would be the only one I would even consider. Colby IQ level 0. Dang. He can't even fog a mirror. That's pretty bad. Georgia and Georgia Tech play on a Friday. Yeah, I'm glad they moved that game. Because that game's not on the level of some of the other rivalries that come on Saturday. There's so many good rivalry games on that Saturday. Even with a 3 TV setup, you can't pay attention really to 3 games at one time. I know I've got 3 TVs and I watch. You really can't. And there were so many good rivalry games on that Saturday. I don't mind them moving the Georgia Tech game to Friday. Now I can watch because I'm not going to. No, I would watch the Michigan-Ohio State game and then just have Georgia Tech on over to the side somewhere. Like, even as a Georgia fan. It doesn't compare to the Iron Bowl, Michigan, Ohio State. This year you've got Texas and Texas A&M. It doesn't compare to those to me. I've been to Times Square. It's cool, but problem is its main attraction. I hope you like huge crowds. I haven't been to the Statue of Liberty. I've been to New York City a dozen times, my guy. I've been there 12 times. 10, 12 times. Only here for the fashion advice. I can give you all the fashion advice you need, buddy. I can give you all the fashion advice you need. Believe that. These home playoff games are going to be outstanding. Man, I can't. Yeah, these home playoff games are going to be wild. Wild. And there's going to be some good matchups. I mean, you're going to get number 2 in the Big Ten, potentially versus number 3 in the SEC, stuff like that. Like, they're going to be really great games. Ducky says, I kind of want Oregon to lose so we get a home playoff game at Autzen. Yeah, that's why, this playoff structure is only in place for 2 years. That's it. And then they're redoing it. I hope when they redo it, they keep the home game structure in place, because whether it's this year or next year or 10 years down the road, I think we all want our team to host a home playoff game at some point. Everybody wants to win every game and win your conference and get the bye. I get all that, but at some point, I think we all would love to see our teams host a home playoff game. Texas up 21-0 over Florida. Nerds 14, Miami 10. Dang! 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Cam Ward throws incomplete over the head of Restrepo again. Incomplete, 3rd and 5. Cam Ward looks a little off today. Lou, what's your opinion on the Gator-Texas game so far? Well, it's an obvious mismatch here. Texas is going to blow them out. Florida back to throw. Warner running for his life, has to throw it out of bounds. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Cam Ward looks off every first half. That fair point. Yeah, this is every Miami game I've seen this year. So yeah, that's a fair point. They do this every week. Miami does. Let bad teams hang around. They give up a bunch of yards and points, and then at the end of the day, you look up and they won by 2 or 3 scores. Ward throws complete. 1st down inside the 30, out of bounds at the 29 of Georgia Tech. If Malachi Moore loses tonight, he's going to want his bloomin' onions extra crispy. Yeah, Bama to the Outback Bowl. But don't forget they beat Georgia, which they can carve onto the Outback Bowl trophy when they win the Outback Bowl. Alabama, 2024 Outback Bowl champions. Quote, but we beat Georgia, which is their Super Bowl now. I don't even remember the last time Alabama won a national title. Their national title now is just beating Georgia. Purdue down 14-0. They're in Ohio State territory, though. 45, 2nd and 7 on the ground. Pick up about 4. 2nd and 11 now for Miami. They're on the Georgia Tech 31. Bunch formation up top. Cam Ward in a shotgun. I see Restrepo up there. 1 wide receiver at the bottom. Play action pass. Ward looking deep. Now he's going to run. Stumbles short of the 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Picked up about 6. Do you think Beck gets pulled today, and why? Look, man. I'm not gonna go on some big thing about Carson Beck here. I'm not doing that. But if he throws 2 interceptions in the first half, his ass better be on the bench, and me, you, or Gunnar Stockton or Jaden Rashada better be in at QB on the next possession. That's all there is to. I'm not about to sit idly by and watch this guy flush the toilet down the season, and Kirby better not sit idly by and watch that happen either. So that's that. Now don't ask me about that again. I'm not talking about Carson Beck today until the game comes on. So quit with that. Jay Shipes, thank you for the super chat. He says, which quarter does Beck's 2nd interception come?
Y'all stop.
Do you have shit in your ears? Because I've been asked and answered this question multiple times. Get a Q-tip or a shovel, depending on how big your fucking head is, and clean that shit out so you can hear what the fuck I'm saying. If he throws 2 interceptions in the first half, it'll take his ass out. So as far as when his 2nd interception will come, it better be in the 2nd fucking half. Because if he throws 2 in the first half, his ass is getting the hook. I've already made the call to Kirby. I'm not sitting around and watching Carson Beck throw 3 interceptions in the first half. Now don't ask that shit again. Whoa!
It's okay, Nova.
Why does talking about Beck bother you so much? Talking about Beck doesn't bother me. Talking about him for 4 and 5 hours a day for 7 days in a row bothers me. Thank you. RC says, I went to a comedy club last night. Lou is funnier than the crap they shuffled in front of me. Yeah. Yeah. Me pissed off for seemingly no reason at all, it apparently is great entertainment. Now, my doctor doesn't find it entertaining or funny at all. I had to block him from the channel because every time I went in to see the doctor, the first thing he would say was like, about that stream you did 2 Saturdays ago when you started running around with the yelling and beating on your chest and everything. Like, you can't be doing that. What was it he told me? There was something I used to do, and he told me I couldn't even do it at all anymore. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, I had to block his ass. The fuck is going on here? Florida's still losing 21-0. Ohio State's up 14-0. And the Nerds, man, the Nerds, look at them, up 14-10 at home against Miami. Unreal. Unbelievable. If Florida had DJ Lagway, the game would be a different story. Right. Yeah. Last time I saw DJ Lagway play, he was 2 for 6. But yeah, he's all they need. He's all they need. Lou, we both know of Beck. I'm not reading that. As soon as I saw the word Beck, I stopped reading. I'm not falling for that. I'm not reading no more Beck comments. 3rd and 1 for Ohio State. Wide receiver spread all over the field. Handoff, huge hole inside the 20. Down to the 18, Quinshawn Judkins. First down, Ohio State in the red zone. 1:16 to go until halftime in that one. Tinfoil hat Lou was the best, Lou. I used to have a lot of fun doing those tinfoil hat videos, but you people are so charming fucking soft. Y'all would literally get mad about shit that I said while wearing a tinfoil hat. I'm unsubscribing. Well, good. Crawl into your safe space, get you a fucking security blanket and emotional support pet, and leave me the fuck alone. Soft motherfuckers. I had to stop doing it. Y'all can't take it. Lou, I watched your LSU versus Bama vid, but I didn't hear who you picked or who you got. I'm taking the home team, LSU. I'm not betting on that game. I don't have any confidence picking that game one way or the other. If you could promise me that the best version of Alabama would show up, I would pick Alabama and I wouldn't think twice about it. If you promise me that Alabama first half against Georgia is showing up, or Alabama versus Missouri is showing up, or Alabama versus Wisconsin is showing up, I'd take Alabama. But you can't promise me that, because what if I get Alabama second half versus Georgia? What an LSU wins. What if I get the Alabama that showed up to play Vandy? What an LSU wins. What if I get the Alabama that played South Carolina? Well, LSU wins. What if I get the Alabama that played South Florida? Well, LSU wins. So I don't know. So I'm just taking the home team, but I'm not betting on the game. Rustin Key says, with a name like Gunner, is he any good? Don't know. He's been there 3 years and ain't played none. So no way to know. I mean, he's very highly recruited. Highly rated 4-star. He's a mobile, run around, dual threat guy, which is why he's been on the bench. The one thing Kirby can't stand is a quarterback that makes the defense think about things. Sunbelt Billy is hilarious. When I first heard it, says C-Note. Yeah, Sunbelt Billy. Oh, you better slow, you're losing down. Sunbelt Billy now, baby. Shout out Sunbelt Billy. He'll be back next year for our entertainment. Florida just got sacked on 3rd and long. Going to bring up 4th down. They'll be punting with under 2 minutes to go. Bro, in this, it's nothing happening. Come back later. No, you get the fuck out. You come back later. I'm not going anywhere. Least of all because you told me to. So no. No, you leave. You come back later. Or don't. How about that? How about that? I'm going to be on here till about 4 o'clock. Does that make you mad? Does that make you mad? I'm going to be on here till 4 o'clock or so. Maybe 4:15, dummy. We'll see. We'll see. Then I got to go run some errands. Does that make you mad? Everything went well with the baby, Lou. Her name is Autumn.
Aww.
Hope you guys have a good day. Oh, and F the Gumps. Horns down and go dog. Hey, that's great news, 3-Pete. I'm sure Mom is doing fine too, right? And the baby, so that's great. That's great news, man. And life as you knew it is now over. Congratulations. Cancel any plans you had for the next 20 years. Hey, Lou, would you go on a date with my aunt? Yeah, send her over. Send her over here. Hey, Lou, would you go on a date with my aunt? Still yes. I haven't changed my mind. Yes. I would.
No, he wouldn't.
Take her to the bowling alley. Leave her up there. Lou. Come on, man. Come on, man. You got to try harder. You're not fooling me with that. Come on, man. Much love, bro. Thank you, Lance. Thank you, Lance. But I'm skipping over the other part in that. Yeah. Got to skip over the other part. Not talking about that. I'm not talking about that until 3:30 or 3:45 or whatever. Texas with a minute and a half to go, but they're not done scoring. Midfield, 40. Out of bounds at the Florida 30. They're going to score again here before the half. They're up 21-0. A minute and a half to go in the second quarter. Kirby didn't start Fields because he's black. That'd be a lot easier to believe if he didn't start a black quarterback the very next year, dumbass. He didn't start Justin Fields because he was stupid and made a bad decision. Not Justin Fields. Kirby was stupid. Kirby made a bad decision. But he literally started a black quarterback the next year that was fucking garbage. So, all programs have stupid fans. Plus, Stetson Bennett with a fade was kind of black. I don't think Kirby's a great coach for QBs. He's not a coach for QBs at all. Lou, I'm doing prize picks. What's the over-under on... Man, come on. It's on prize picks. You can literally look and see what it is. It's 1.5. I already looked. It's 1.5. Or you can bet it at just half. But don't ask me what's on a website. Go to the website and look. Come on, man. Texas with the ball, 2nd and 10 on the Florida 32 in that. Ewers, back to throw. Deep. Open. Touchdown, Texas. It's going to be 28-0. Hey, Lou, I had Texas minus 13.5 in the first half. 28 is more than 13.5.
That is more than 13.5.
Pay him. Pay this man his money. Pay me! You camper dwelling gypsy fuck, pay me my money. Yep, pay me. Pay him. Pay him.
Pay him.
Pay me. Lou, you got to go to Giuliana's Pizza in Brooklyn. I tell you what I'm going to do is the month or so before, we're probably not going till, it looks like May. Looks like we're going like middle to end of May. But yeah, so before I go, I'll do some live shows and get some suggestions from y'all on some places to go up there. Lance wants to know, Lou, can you Google the weather for me today? Lance, number one, no. Number two, you didn't even tell me where you fucking live. Wait, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can Google the weather, but what the fuck, man? What good is that gonna do? What? Let's say I can Google the weather on what? The moon? Is that where? Do you live on the moon? The moon. Show me the fucking moon. This is hilarious. The moon. Look, when you type in the moon, Alabama's the first fucking thing that comes up. Look, it literally says Sylacauga, Alabama. Now stop with the dumb shit, man. Come on, man. Since Kirby's been head coach, who's your top 5 QB at Georgia? There ain't been 5, man. We have Fromm, fucking Stetson, and now Carson. So those are my top 5. I mean, Dewan Mathis started a game or 2, and JT Daniels started a game or 2. Neither one of them played a whole season. There ain't been but 3. Come on, man. Come on, man! I mean, Jacob Eason in year 1. Okay, 4. Come on, man. Someone call Lou's heart doctor. He's going to need it here soon. No, you leave the heart doctor out. Don't get him involved in this. He who must not be named is not getting named. Lou, is it true that you have a turtle farm in your backyard? No, that's fake news. I don't know where you heard that. I don't know. I don't have a clue where you even heard that. Is it true that you have a turtle farm in your backyard? No. It's not a farm. It's not a farm. What's the over-under on cups of coffee today? Well, I had 3 this morning. And when I get back from these homecoming pictures, I'll have about 5 more. You gotta remember, I gotta leave at 4. I gotta leave here at 4. It's my kid's homecoming dance today, and there's this picture thing that I'm going to. So I have to leave here. Florida just threw an interception. Texas is gonna fucking score again. There's still a minute to go. Holy shit. Texas has the ball at midfield with a minute to go, and they're up 28-0 over these fucking cans of corn. Yeah, so I have to leave here at 4, and I won't be back till around, I don't know, 6:30 or so. Harith, thank you for the super chat. He says, love the content and the laughs, woo, rock chalk. Yeah, Jayhawk in that, but y'all are 2-7 though, Kansas, man. Not good. And y'all are playing Iowa State today? Why is Iowa State only favored by like 3 over Kansas? Something's weird about that. Something's weird about that. But hey, keep your head up, buddy. It's basketball season for the Kansas, man. What's the over-under on Lou's cholesterol? Boy, you don't even want to start guessing that. You don't even want to start guessing like cholesterol and fucking blood pressure rates and shit like that. 3rd and 9 for Miami. Under a minute to go. Pass incomplete. Texas. Inside the 30, out of bounds at the 25. 48 seconds to go in the first half. Texas back in the red zone again. Booth, I'm so tired of losing. Gators causing blood pressure to rise and TVs might break, says Trucking with Jeter. Look, this season is a wash. Y'all might beat Florida State. That's it. You're not winning any other games. And then your recruiting class is in the 50s. That's the thing. Well, Sunbelt Billy, he's got this player coming back next year and the other and that. Yeah, but your recruiting class is in the fucking 50s, man. Like, I don't understand. Remember when Florida fired Dan Mullen because he couldn't recruit? You remember that? Dan Mullen played for the SEC championship in 2020. He was one win away from the playoffs. They fired him in 2021 because he couldn't recruit. Dan Mullen's last two recruiting classes were ranked 8th and 12th nationally. Nationally. Florida's currently ranked 51st nationally, next to last in the SEC. And we got to keep Napier for a 4th year. And he's had nothing but losing seasons. This is Napier's 3rd year. It's going to be his 3rd losing season. What are they doing? Texas is now inside the 5, 1st and goal. 1st and goal. It's going to be 35-0. This is what, oh, yay. We give Napier an extension, comes right out and gets blown out by the Longhorn man. My God, man. Florida has given up on football. I don't blame you for being mad, Jeter. You should be mad. This is unacceptable. They care less than Georgia Tech. They just scored again, too. Look at what Georgia has done to its rivals. Look at what Georgia has done to its rivals. Georgia Tech, Auburn, Florida. You could combine those 3 teams and you wouldn't win the SEC. Georgia has completely destroyed all 3 of their rivals. Wow. Damn. I just tried to drink this with the top on.
Oh my God.
See what y'all, this is what y'all do to me. Thank God they extended, thank God they didn't get rid of Napier. What a disaster that would have been. If they would have fired Napier this week, they might be losing 38-0 instead of 35. I agree about Napier, but with a walk-on, come on, man. Georgia won a national title with a walk-on. Suck a dick. Napier's fucking terrible. This is his 3rd losing season in a row. He's never had a winning season, ever. You're recruiting in the 50s. Stop it with the walk-on quarterback routine. Georgia won a national title, 2 of them in a row with a walk-on quarterback. Cry. Cry more. Cry more. Lou, will you Google if you've heard the good word? No, I don't have to. I don't have to Google if I've heard the good word because I know that I have heard the good news.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good. You heard the good news?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good. You heard the good news?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good. You heard the good news?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good. You heard the good news? So no, I don't have to Google it. I don't have to Google that. Yale isn't even known for football. Hey, buddy, I hate to break this to you. Neither is Florida anymore. Sorry. Florida's been playing football for 100 years. They were good for a 17-year period. That's it. From like whatever the fuck. 1990 to 2007. Outside of that, Florida's been a shit fucking program. Okay? Florida's not known for football either. Florida's known for stupid people. The entire state. The entire state of Florida is laughed at on a regular basis. Google Florida man. That's what you can Google. You want to Google something? Google Florida man. Texas is better than Georgia. Yeah, I know. That's why Georgia beat them by 2 touchdowns on the road at Texas. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. I like the way your mind doesn't work. I love how Lou compares every walk-on to Stetson Bennett like it's a normal thing. Well, sorry, we have good players and you don't. I don't know what else. I mean, is that your excuse? Well, we'd be good if we had good players. Yeah, look, Lou's an idiot. He thinks Florida's bad. Florida's not bad. They just don't have any good players. Yeah, imagine how good you'd be if you had good players. Wow. You might be onto something there. You might be onto... Hey, have you called... You might want to call down to the Florida Athletic office and let them know. Because I don't think they know. I don't think they know the whole, you need good players thing or whatever. Yeah. I got to record a halftime video and upload it. Believe it or not, there's some people that don't watch this live stream. I know that's hard to believe, but there are people that don't watch these live streams. I have to do a halftime video. This is alarming to me. State of affairs here. Alarming state of affairs. Text message from my son. Dad, can you send me some money? Not even a hey, how you doing, or not even a hey, how you doing, or nothing. Just, can you send me some money? Hey, take 24 hours off, buddy. We'll see you next time. I know you're mad. You're a Miami fan and you're mad because you're losing to Georgia Tech. And so I'm going to spam the comments. And I'm going to let everybody know how mad I am because I'm a 9-year-old Miami fan. So I'm going to spam the comments and let everybody know how mad I am because I'm a Miami fan. Hey, what's funny? Miami hasn't even won the conference in that guy's lifetime. Think about it. Miami hasn't even won the conference in that guy's lifetime. That Maxim Pad or whatever his name is. What's his name? Maxi Pad? What is it?
Maxi Pad?
Yeah, that Maxi Pad kid. He's a Miami fan. They haven't even won the conference in his lifetime. Go clean your room, man. Go clean your room. Send me money. All right, money sent. South Carolina has more ACC titles than Miami. That's 100% facts. 100% facts. Miami. What a joke. But yeah, you're right. South Carolina has more ACC football titles than Miami does. Best thing to do is Google Florida man along with the date of your birthday and see what the caption is. Mine is Florida man arrested for having sex with a dog and damages a nativity scene. Let me try it. Florida man threatened to beat a code enforcement worker to death. Look. Florida man threatens to beat a code enforcement worker to death with a tablet, police say.
That's hilarious.
I wonder what kind of tablet it was. My guess? Oxycodone tablet. Oxycodone tablet, 100%.
I want to try that.
100% an oxycodone tablet.
I want to try that.
Yeah, Rustin says, you need good players. It's so crazy, it just might work. That's right. Thank you, Rustin. H Post, he's a who's a Texas man, says, "Get these bums out of here. Demote Florida to the Sun Belt, which is more capability speed. The Little 12, which we graduated from. Hashtag hook 'em." Yeah. If you're ever in Pigeon Forge, check out the Alamo Steakhouse. So damn good. I haven't been to Pigeon Forge in a few years, and I don't think I've eaten there. I don't think I've eaten. I've been to Pigeon Forge a bunch of times, and Gatlinburg. I don't think I've eaten at Alamo Steakhouse, though. Who scheduled homecoming pictures during a UGA game? Well, the homecoming thing was supposed to be a month ago, and then the hurricane came through here, and everything got ruined. So it got moved to today. So there's not really anything anybody could do about it. If we don't score, it'll be the first time in forever we've got shut out in a game. I remember when Florida kicked a field goal against Georgia a few years ago when they were losing by 40 or whatever. Florida will do it. Texas, man, if y'all are watching, you're gonna find this out too. If you can be beating Florida by 100. If they get anywhere near the red zone, they're gonna kick a field goal to preserve this shutout streak or whatever that they've got going on. They did that with Georgia a few years ago. Yeah, I remember that. Stingray says, here to some new pads for the trolls. Yeah, Makama needs some. He needs some of them Makama pads. If Florida man played football, he'd be a real threat. Yeah. Yeah. Florida hasn't scored on Texas in over 100 years. I know they haven't played, but it just sounds funny to say it, though. Thank you, Tyler. Florida man accused of throwing family puppy against a wall. Wow. Wow. Is there anything the Florida man won't do? Nothing is beneath the Florida man. Wow. Sad. Sad. I wish it would hurry up and break off and float away. You know, that is going to happen at some point. You can tell by the way Florida is shaped. You know why it's shaped that way? Because of hurricanes over time. And eventually, the northern part of Florida is just going to be underwater, and the rest of it will just float the fuck away. And the sooner that happens, the better. The sooner that happens, the better. Can't wait to hear that floating island of garbage joke during the election year in, I don't know, 2036 maybe. We can do a floating island of garbage joke about Florida during the 2036 election, hopefully. That would be ideal. That would be ideal. All right, I'm going to make a halftime video. I was thinking about leaving the camera on and letting y'all watch me do the halftime video, but since so many of you mistreated me, during that stream, I'm not going to do that. But give me about 5 or 10 minutes and I'll be back. All right, dummies. I just recorded a halftime video. Give me about 2 or 3, maybe 5 minutes to get it uploaded, and then I'll be back on. Is that good or no? Should be. Shooter's full. Virgo! Come on! Virgo! Come on, everybody on your chair. Come on, Virgo! Alright, Dan. Y'all behaving? Everybody behaving in the chat? I certainly hope so. Alright, second halves are underway. We'll see what Miami can do. That's really the only game worth watching. The Florida game is a funeral. Ohio State is blowing out Purdue. We'll see if Miami can come back on the nerds. I have a feeling that they will, because this is just what they normally do, Miami. But we'll see. We will see. Is that the Undertaker in the booth in the Florida Texas game? Did he go to Texas, or does he just live in Texas? The Undertaker. It's all right. Florida should beat FSU. Well, if they somehow lose that game, they might burn Billy Napier's house down. January 21st, Florida man known as the Monkey Whisperer is accused of selling primates, violation of the Endangered Species Act, and witness tampering. Damn. Not a surprise, though, is it? Not a surprise. Lou, I heard you're missing games to chaperone homecoming. Woo's down bad. Not chaperone, it's just, believe me, the kids don't want me anywhere around for the homecoming thing. But I told them they didn't have a choice on the pictures. So there's a big group of them are meeting up to take pictures before they go to dinner and then the dance. And I'm going to where they're meeting up to take some pictures. So, I mean, my daughter's a senior, so it's her last homecoming dance, so. But no, yeah, I know you're trolling, but for real, trust me. The last thing they want is me hanging around. Trust me. So they'll be happy. It's an in and out thing for me. I'm showing up, I'm like, okay, tell me where I need to be exactly and exactly what time. And it's between 4:45 and 5. And it's about a 30-minute drive for me to get there. So I've got to leave here around 4:15. Show up, say hi, take some pictures, and the kids will be perfectly happy for me to leave immediately right after that. Trust me. Trust me. Uh-oh. Here goes Texas. 50-yard touchdown. 42-0. And we're only 2 minutes into the third quarter. Napier and Todd Golden both looking for jobs. No way they fire Napier next week after putting that letter out 2 days ago, right? No way. Yeah, Texas does look good today. Coming off of a bye week, they're ready to go. Florida shot their wide. Florida blew their load last week, keeping it within 14 points. If Carson Beck didn't turn the ball over 3 times in the first half, this is what would have happened last week. But fucking Georgia shits all over their foot. Never mind. I don't even want to think about that anymore. Moving forward, Carson Beck's not throwing any interceptions today. 2nd and 10 for Miami. They keep it on the ground, pick up about 6 or 7. 3rd down coming up for the Canes. They're down 4. 14-10, Nerds on top of Miami with 12 minutes to go in the third quarter. Miami's going to be short on third down, too. 4th and short coming up. Miami probably going to go for it here. Big play early in the third quarter here. 4th and 1. Miami keeps the offense out on the field. 11.5 minutes to go in the third. Let's see if the nerds can hold them here. Miami on the Georgia Tech 39. They need to get to the 38. Snap. Cam Ward back to throw. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Georgia Tech's going to get the ball in decent field position around their own 39. Not a good throw by Cam Ward. Not a good throw. Surprised they're throwing it here. Yeah, not a good throw. Didn't get enough on it at all. Turnover on downs for the Miami man. Georgia Tech owns the state of Florida. Damn. Wow. Wow. Cam Ward must have thought it was still the first half. Somebody needs to tell him it's the second half, so it's okay for him to start playing good now. That's what needs to happen, I think. Not sure who's going to win this year. I ain't seen a complete team yet. I tell you what, though, the SEC will be battle-tested. Well, to me, it's pretty clear that Oregon's the best team right now. Florida's the only team to not lose to Tech in the state. Somehow Tech is UGA's best rival. That's a shame. But you might be right. Georgia Tech might be better than Florida and Auburn. John Foster says, I hope Georgia Tech pulls this off. I'm so sick of Miami getting lucky. They have played with fire a lot of times this season. That is for sure. They have played with fire a lot of times. Hadn't got burned yet. We'll see if they can get out of this one today. Oregon can thank Georgia for their coach. Why not just run the ball? Who? Who are you talking about? What team? Oh, Miami on that 4th down is probably what you're talking about. I agree. Why not just run it there? I mean, on one hand, that does seem like the obvious thing to do, but, I don't know. You got a Heisman QB. Maybe you roll the dice. You take your best player and let him try to make a play, but unfortunately, that was not a good throw there by Cam Ward at all. Didn't Miami find a way to lose to Georgia Tech last year? Yeah, that was the infamous not taking a knee game at the end. They had the game won. All they had to do was take a knee and it was game over. They didn't do it. They ran the ball, fumbled. Georgia Tech got the ball back, scored, and won in the last minute of the game. Yeah. Yep. If Miami, I don't care who you are. If you lose to Georgia Tech 2 years in a row, your program is shitty. If Miami loses this game, I don't want to hear shit from the Miami man. This would be really bad. Anything can happen in any random game, but to lose to Georgia Tech 2 years in a row, hard to take anybody seriously who falls into that category. Florida with the ball 1st and 10. Pistol formation. Werner waits for the snap. Gets it. Toss. Sweep. Picks up 7 yards on 1st down. 2nd and 3 coming up for Florida. They're down 42-0. Who do you see winning the Indiana and Michigan game? Well, obviously Indiana's looked like a much better team this year. Aren't they at home today too? They're favored by 14.5. I had fully intended on betting Indiana to cover because I've been betting Indiana every week for like 6 or 7 weeks in a row, and they just keep covering every single week. They're a covering machine. And I haven't bet on Indiana yet today. I woke up this morning, and for some reason, I had a weird feeling about that game. Now, that doesn't mean anything. Maybe Indiana will win 100-0. I don't know, but I just have a funny feeling about it. Michigan showed signs of life last week. Who would win, Vandy or Florida? Is that a serious question? Vandy, my man. Jesse Palmer trying to talk up Napier. Lou, are you streaming tonight? Yes, 7:30 on Patreon. That Haynes King kid has moxie. Yeah, he's a tough player. He runs. He'll put his shoulder down. He'll fight for 1st downs. The problem is he got hurt earlier this year, and without him, they were terrible. And that's where most of their losses started to pile up. And he's not 100% now, but he is a tough player. He reminds me of like a Max Duggan from TCU or a Cam Rising from Utah. Jet sweep for the Nerds. Gets to the corner. Going to be about a yard short of a first down, but picked up 9. 2nd and 1 coming up for the Nerds. Miami's in trouble. How are you able to bet the spread in Georgia? Well, you can use off-seas sports books on the internet. There's dozens of them. Or you can find a local bookie and do it old school. Texas is welcoming Florida to the SEC. 2nd and 1 for Georgia Tech. Haynes King keeps and picks up the first down, gain of about 4, maybe 5. First down, Nerds. Miami's in trouble here. Lou, who do you got in for your 12-team playoff? I haven't done like a list of here's the 12 teams I think I'm getting in. There's a few teams that I'm sure are getting in. Oregon. I think Indiana's getting in. I'm more sure about Indiana getting in than I am Ohio State. Ohio State could lose to Indiana in a couple of weeks. Ohio State already has 1 loss. Indiana doesn't. I think Georgia's getting in. Georgia would have to lose 2 more games. So I think Georgia's getting in. There's a lot of other teams in the SEC that I think are good enough to get in, but some of them aren't. And like Alabama and LSU, they're both probably top 15 teams, but only one of them is going to get in. Whoever loses tonight has 3 losses. They're going to be out. So I don't know. We'll see. Haynes King again picks up the first down inside the red zone to the 15. Slow to get up again. Slow to get up. He's playing injured. I mean, give the kid credit, but he is hurting. He is hurting. But Georgia Tech's going to have 1st and 10 in the red zone here. They're up 4. So even a field goal here is huge, right? Even a field goal would make it a 7-point game. So Georgia Tech in business. Miami's in trouble. And the thing about this style of offense with Georgia Tech, when it's working and you're letting them pick up first downs down the field, because see, Georgia Tech's they're not scoring a 50-yard touchdown. You know what I mean? It's long, sustained drive to chews up a lot of clock. So Miami's not going to get the number of possessions in this game that they normally get in a second half if they don't figure out something defensively. If they don't figure out a way to start getting off the field on defense. I mean, look at how much time has already gone in the third quarter. Miami ain't had the ball but what, once? We're down to 7 minutes to go in the third. Second and 9 now. Three wide. Haynes King back to throw. Looks into the end zone. Incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 9 coming up for Georgia Tech. Third and 9, 4 wide. They got a different quarterback in now. Haynes King is out. Different quarterback in there. Snap, back to throw. Fade into the end zone. He caught it. Wow, what a catch. They're going to review it, but what a catch. If he caught that without that ball hitting the ground, that is going to be a hell of a fucking catch. Laid out Superman style and made the catch on a fade into the end zone. We need to see an angle from the back of the end zone. Here we go. This will show it right here. Look at that. Laid all the way out. I think that's a catch. Yeah, I don't think it ever hit the ground. I think that's a catch. Now, there's been a lot of calls like this season that have gone Miami's way. That's why they're undefeated. If you go back and, what was it, the Virginia Tech game, that catch in the end zone at the end that went Miami's way? But that looks like a catch, right? I don't think it hit the ground. Don't look now, but Florida's in the red zone. Now they're losing 42-0, but they might keep that shutout or non-shutout streak going. Call confirmed. It's a touchdown. Wow. 20-10. Here comes the extra point. It's good. 21-10. Georgia Tech up over the Nerds. Cam Ward better wake up. Cam Ward had better wake up. Michigan leads the series 40-10. The last time Indiana was favored over Michigan, it was before stats were recorded. Yeah, they're favored by 14.5 today. Does a 10-2 Miami, not conference champs, make the playoffs? Surely not. Probably not. No. Cam Ward on a milk carton. Well, he better peel himself off and start scoring some points. All right, score updates. 24-0, Ohio State's winning. Minnesota's up on Rutgers now, 16-14. Syracuse has fallen behind Boston College, 21-23. Did we get a safety or something in that game? Must have been. West Virginia up 24-7 over Cincinnati. Navy 21-0 over South Florida. Liberty 20-7 over Middle Tennessee. Score updates in that. Score updates in that. Score updates in that. Wouldn't shock me if Boise gets by over ACC champ, says Austin. What do you think of Carson Daly? I don't know who that is. Is that the guy from MTV? Is that the guy from like Total Request Live from back in the day? Is he still alive? ACC is the best conference top to bottom easily, says some dumb fuck in the comments section. Yeah. Florida's so pathetic. Yeah, blown out, but didn't they just scored, didn't they? Didn't they just score? Yeah, kick the field goal. See, I told you they'd kick that field goal to keep that. Florida hadn't been shut out in like, I don't know, 90, 100 games, whatever. They got something they brag about how they hadn't been shut out since some time. So this is what they do. They did this to Georgia in the fourth quarter a few years ago. Georgia was up 40-0 or whatever it was in the fourth quarter. And Florida kicked a field goal just so they didn't get shut out. Georgia Tech running the ball all over Miami. Yeah, well, and that's the problem if you're Miami, because that's chewing up all the clock. So it's in a normal type of game where Miami's going to get 7 or 8 possessions in the second half. They're not going to get 7 or 8. They're going to get 4 or 5. Yeah, Florida moral victory. I hate being a Florida fan. Trash can, embarrassing program. Fire Napier. Unfortunately, you can give the Fire Napier talk a rest. Believe me, I was wrong. I've been saying for 2 years that Billy Napier was getting fired after his 3rd year. But that's not going to happen. He's going to be back next year, and Florida will be almost as bad. I mean, they'll be close to this bad next year. Miami returns the kick, but only out to about the 17. So they're down 11, 6:41 to go in the third quarter. Let's see if Cam Ward can get something going with the Canes here. Miami hasn't scored a touchdown since their first possession. Remember, they scored right away in 2 plays on their first possession of the game and haven't scored a touchdown since. Georgia Tech has 235 rushing yards. I haven't looked up the stats, but I believe it because that's all they're doing, running it down their throat. 4 wide for Miami, 3 up top, 1 at the bottom. Cam Ward in a shotgun. Snap. Looking, bounces out to his left. Has to get rid of it. Throws incomplete. Damn near got sacked all the way back at the 5. He was lucky to get rid of that one. A Charmin ad for the Florida versus Texas game. 600 people in here and only 256 likes. What? Oh, all right. Well, I appreciate y'all watching. I'm going to shut the stream down since nobody likes it. There's 600 people in here and only 250 thumbs up. So since nobody's enjoying the stream, I guess I'll just shut it down. I guess I'll give it maybe 60 seconds and see what the thumbs up look like, but then we might have to just shut it down. All right, sorry, that was my daughter. Florida kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. 42-3, they trail the Longhorns in the third quarter. 3rd and 1 for Miami. Hit, smash, or punch the thumbs up button. Yeah, make sure you hit the thumbs up. That is a big help to a live stream, for real. If you hit the thumbs up, and it takes no effort or energy at all to do it, but it is a big help. Ohio State scoop and score. Fat boy touchdown. Well, not really. It's a linebacker, but still, Jack Sawyer. Why does it seem like Jack Sawyer's been playing linebacker at Ohio State since like 2011? Seems like he's been there forever. He's like Ohio State's version of Chaz Chambliss for you Georgia fans that are watching. It seems like he's just always there, year after year. Third and 1, Miami keeps it on the ground, and they pick up the first down, keep the drive alive. 5:40 to go in the third. Georgia Tech 21, Miami 10. 3 straight losing seasons get you fired at every SEC program besides Florida and Vandy. Yeah, true sign of a administration that doesn't care about football. Yes, Arch Manning is in at quarterback. Yes. Pass complete. Tries to make somebody miss. Can't do it. Fights forward for extra yards. Ends up picking up about 7. It's going to be 2nd and 3 now. Four wide for Miami on 2nd and 2. Cam Ward shotgun throws complete. Up to the 44. Another first down. Gain of about 8. 1st and 10, Miami. Going from bad to worse for Florida. Now Arch Manning coming in. They're going to get lit up by Arch. That'd be fun. Well, Florida's whole excuse is that they're playing a backup quarterback. Now the other team's going to put a backup quarterback in and continue to light them up. No way. No way. 1st and 10 for Miami on their own 44. 3 wide to the bottom, 1 up top. Cam Ward in a shotgun. Snap, back to throw. Complete on a slant into Georgia Tech territory. First down, Canes. I wish Ohio State and Clemson had SEC schedules. Second and 8. Ward scrambles out to his left, throws complete down into the red zone at the 22. Restrepo falling down, but makes the catch. First and 10, Miami in the red zone. Florida can't afford to Napier because they still have to pay all the other coaches they fired. They are still paying Dan Mullen through, I think, 2027. First and 10. Cam Ward throws incomplete. They're going to get Georgia Tech for pass interference. That's going to give Miami another first down near the end zone. Florida joins Florida State in teams begging for the end of the season. Yeah. Well, Florida State especially, boy. Their fans don't even give a shit anymore. Florida State fans won't even argue with you anymore. That's how down bad they are. They won't even argue with you anymore. They've just completely given up on football and pretty much life in general. Sad state of affairs for the Seminole man. They're going to take 20 minutes to review this play in the Florida-Texas game just to see if it was a catch in a 42-3 game in the third quarter. Cam Ward throws into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Miami. Here comes Miami. They do this every week. I'm telling you, Miami is the most watchable team in the country. They do this every week. They play around, they're losing, they're barely winning. Sometimes they do pull away in the fourth quarter, but every single game is like this through three quarters. Ohio State and Oregon, if they play again, would be great, says Nicholas DePerno. Yeah, it would be great. It would be great. Hell, it was great the first time. Number one fan of the U says, in Cam, we trust. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to be down a couple of scores in the second half, I don't know what quarterback you'd want if it wasn't Cam Ward. I mean, if you could pick any quarterback this year, as many comebacks as he's had, as many great second half performances as he's had, I can't think of a quarterback in the country anybody would rather have in the second half to try to come back than Cam Ward. Now they're going to go for 2 here to try to make it a 3-point game because it's 21-16. Cam Ward scrambling. This isn't going to work. Fumble. And Georgia Tech falls on it. So 2-point conversion, no good. So a 5-point game now. Georgia Tech 21. Miami 16. Still a lot of time left. 2:43 in the third. Miami's defense needs to come up with a stop here because the problem with these Georgia Tech drives, besides the obvious, which is scoring, is they chew up so much time off the clock because Georgia Tech's not doing anything but running the ball. Carson Beck after his third interception. I don't know. I'm not even responding to that. I know it's Purdue, but we look good and not soft, says Buckeye Man. Yeah, Ohio State's on a roll today. 38-0. Today is an elimination. If Bama loses, it's over. Even if they win, they got to win the next 3 games. Any game from now on is elimination. Yeah, that's true of any 2-loss team. Yeah, so Bama and LSU play tonight, both sitting with 2 losses. Ole Miss has 2 losses. Anybody with 2 losses right now, almost every single game is a playoff game at this point. Purdue will make any team look like a national title contender. Purdue is bad. I mean, they're a 1-win team. They are really, really bad. Purdue and Florida State are the 2 worst teams in the country, I think. Miami set to kick it off. They're down 5, 21-16. There's the kick. Into the end zone for a touchback. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Or go. Oh, want to get back on your blankie? Come on, bird. And get back on your blankie, dude. Why are we not stacking 10 in the boxes beyond me, says number one fan of the U. Yeah, it's pretty obvious Georgia Tech don't want to throw the ball all that much, but as soon as you do that, they'll hit one on you, but we'll see. Miami's defense needs to come up with a stop. They need to come up with a stop. Florida back down in the red zone again. 42-3 though. 1st and 10 for Georgia Tech. They're on their own 41. Toss sweep this time. Pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 3. 2nd and 7 now coming up for the Nerds. The Nerds will lose to Georgia by 50 this year because they play real football. Ole Miss not throwing the ball in the rain. Is it currently raining there? Has anybody checked? I know what the forecast was, but like, is it actually raining in Oxford right now? 2nd and 6 for Georgia Tech. On the ground, face mask. Oh, and a targeting probably. That's probably going to be target. Well, it's definitely a face mask, and it might be targeting too. On Miami. That was a massive fucking hit. I'll have to see the replay, but it sure looked like he led with the crown of his helmet. There's the face mask. Yeah, this is just extra bad because it, first of all, it basically takes his helmet off and then he gets targeted in the chin. I mean, it's bad enough to get hit in the helmet, but this guy got hit. Ugh. That's a massive hit there. That is a big time hit. Florida showing you can beat a team's second string. Florida is better than they are playing. They didn't show up today. Oh, that is a brutal hit. That was a brutal hit. I haven't seen a hit like that since BVD hit Squid Target. Man, Jay, I wish you could go to Vegas with us, man. I'm serious. You'd be so much fun out there. Did the scores quit updating? Sorry. That's right, ain't it? I think that's right. Yeah, that should be right. As far as telling me to update the scores go, Droovy, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Droovy, thank you. Droovy, thank you. OU or Missouri? I can't. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. That was the Louisville helmet. That's not good if you're a Louisville fan. Not good if you're a Louisville fan. I got Missouri. It's a home game for Missouri, and I can't trust Oklahoma to score any points. I'm not betting on the game because Oklahoma ain't great either. I mean, Missouri ain't great either, but if I had to pick a winner, I'd take Missouri. Second and 14 now for Georgia Tech. Quarterback draw, nowhere to go. Haynes King's going to lose 5 yards. It's going to be third and oblivion now for Georgia Tech. Third and oblivion. Louisville just got blown out in basketball. Vandy game, I got South Carolina in that one. Georgia Tech, two totally different teams with or without Haynes King. Yeah, that was pretty obvious when he got hurt earlier this year. Everything they do offensively pretty much goes through Haynes King. They're not the same team without him. That is a fact. Is Miami really back? Yeah, back to playing close games in the third quarter. Just, they've been doing that shit all year. Yeah, there's nobody there that can fire Scott Strickland. That's the problem. Florida is currently without a school president. So, I mean, who would fire Scott Strickland? You know? Hey, what's up, Caleb? Good to see you in here, buddy. Lou, who did you pick? The Clemson-Virginia Tech game? I got Clemson. I like Clemson and Iowa State to get bounce-back wins today. I do. I hope Billy stays there forever. Yeah, I hope he stays forever. I can't pick against Colorado. I know Texas Tech had a good win last week, but hard to pick against Colorado right now. If you beat Indiana, it won't matter. If you lose to Indiana, you don't deserve the postseason. Thank you for the super chat, Matt. He says, who do you think will win the Bama LSU game? That's a tough one, and I'm not going to bet $1 on it. But I did end up picking LSU just because they're the home team. But if it was at Bama, I would have picked Bama. And if the Bama that played against Missouri shows up, Bama will win. Problem is, Bama's been really inconsistent this year, so I don't know if I can count. I can't count on the good version of Bama showing up. So That's why I'm not betting on the game, because I do think if if both teams play their best game, Bama will win. But they've just been too inconsistent, so I got to take the home team. All right, fourth quarter underway. Miami and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's got the ball on the Miami 45. 3rd and 18. Back to throw. Goes deep over the middle. Caught wide open for a first down. How in the fuck on 3rd and 18 do you let a player get wide open on a 20-yard crossing route? This is piss fucking poor. Look at this. No one picks him up. Wow. 3rd and 18, and you let a team that can't pass the ball complete a 25, 26, 27-yard gain on you on 3rd and fucking 18. Boy, Miami's defense is fucking terrible. Miami's defense is a joke. They are no different than the Oklahoma teams from 7 and 8 years ago. No different at all. No different at all. Pitiful. Hey, Woo, why isn't my prize pick showing any college football? I have no idea. I have no clue. I have no idea. The biggest advantage for the game is LSU is missing like 10 players for injuries. Alabama has the opportunity. If they can't beat LSU with starters missing, I'll be embarrassed, says the real Dynasty. You need to change your name. That Dynasty's been over for a long time. I can't even remember the last time you won a natty, so there is no Dynasty. You can hang that up. $2017 for Bama. COVID titles don't count. If I super chat you $20, will you bet it on Vandy? Straight up? You want it straight up or with the points? No, and it's a no on the super chat. Because YouTube takes half of your super chat money. So if you send me $20 to bet on Vandy, I'll bet $10 on Vandy. YouTube steals half of the super chat. Cam Ward might not be able to pull this one off. 2020 would have counted if your team would have won. No one cares about 2020, my dude. Yeah, YouTube takes like 35%, and the processing company takes another whatever they take. Like if you have an iPhone, Apple gets some too. If you have an iPhone or whoever processes the payment. So basically, if you send a $20 super chat, I get about $10. Rustin Key says, good luck. What do you want me to do? Put $10 on Vandy on the money line, or you want the points? You got to tell me what you want, money line or points. You want the 6 points right here, or you want the money line? Money line? All right. Vandy money line. $10 to win 18. See that? There you go. $10 to win 18. Miami and Cristobal are doing their best Lincoln Riley impression. The only things missing are Cam Ward winning the Heisman and first round playoff L. Well, they might get both of those things, Andrew. They might get both of those things, you know? Is Georgia Tech going to score again? Miami down bad, man. I'm talking super fucking bad. Second and 1. Georgia Tech's got the ball inside the Miami 10-yard line and a 5-point lead. Haynes King throws. Complete. First down at the 5. First and goal, Georgia Tech at the 5. Haynes King for president. He's had a hell of a game. First and goal. Wow. Easy touchdown. Wow. Miami putting it on them. Miami is putting it on them now. I mean, Georgia Tech putting it on them now. Georgia Tech is putting it on them. Miami has a Bush League defense. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Losing to the Nerds is a bad look. And I'm serious. If you lose to the Nerds 2 years in a row, you're an irrelevant football program. Sorry, Miami fans. If you lose, anybody that loses to Georgia Tech 2 years in a row is irrelevant. That's just facts. That's just facts. Yeah, we don't talk politics in here, so take the day off. Take the day off. Fade Uncle Woo. I'm 1-0 today. Fade me at your own risk. I'm 1-0 today. Don't worry, Miami will have a chance to run the ball to win the game. What? Is it hard to play at Georgia Tech? No. No. What? No. Hard to play at Georgia Tech. Yeah, nobody cares about your political opinions, I promise. Purdue kicker missed another chip shot field goal. I missed that, but it's 45-0. I mean, I still have the game on, but I basically quit paying attention to that thing a while ago. Georgia Tech's only completed 8 passes. Yeah, Davis has been running it down their throat. Nothing Miami can do. Oh, wait a minute. You don't think Miami is soft, do you? Oh, no. Oh, no. They're losing to Georgia Tech, and all Georgia Tech's doing is running the ball. Are they putting Miami on skates? Oh, man. Is Miami soft? Oh, no. Please don't tell me Miami is soft. I wonder who took the spread of Miami covering. I did. I took Miami minus 9.5. Rec Talk and Dog are at the game in Atlanta. I have no idea. I have no idea. Dubu was root. Yes, Dubu was root. Dubu was root. If Georgia Tech wins this, they become bowl eligible for the second straight year. Yeah, and in both cases, it'll be because they beat Miami. Boy, Miami fans gonna be down bad now. Miami fans gonna be down bad now. They're gonna be back to the Ed Reed and 30 for 30 and we won 5 titles a long time ago and all that shit. We've gotten a break from that this year. You notice the Miami fans quit talking about that this year because they were actually good and ranked in the top 10, whereas every other year on the internet, that's all they talk about is Ed Reed, 5 rings, 30 for 30. I guess they're going to have to go back to talking about all that shit again now. That's an absolute shame. I took Miami to cover. Yeah, me too. Did you touch the Indiana, Michigan? No. I wanted to bet in. I've bet Indiana every week, 6-7 weeks in a row, because all they do is cover. But for some reason, I had a funny feeling about that game today, so I didn't bet the Michigan-Indiana game. Are you going to stream the Ole Miss game on Patreon? I can't. I've got to go. My kid's homecoming dances today. And I have to leave here at like 4:15 to go do some pictures. And I won't be back till sometime between 6 and 7. How much does this hurt Cam Ward's Heisman odds? Not much, I don't think. I think he's still a finalist for the Heisman. 1st and 10, 13 minutes to go. I mean, the game's not over. Miami's 2 touchdowns away from having a lead. Pass caught. Spin move, out of bounds up near the 45. Nice play on first down for the Canes. I took Tech because I've watched Miami play football and I knew they were soft. Lou, are you going to watch the game on the phone or just stay away until you get home? I'll keep up with it on the phone, yeah. Yeah. Why today football you tell the true about your team is the new hate? Oh, yeah. If you talk truly about your own team, other fans of your team will tell you that you're not a real fan or yeah. If you talk bad about any team at all, you're going to get told you're just a hater and then bite you. And then other fans of that team will tell you that you just hate that team and you're not a real fan. It's been happening for 10 years on this channel. Cam Ward all day in the pocket, makes a sandwich, now throws it out to the running back in the flat. Out of bounds at the 15. Miami moving down the field quick. They're in the red zone. There is a flag down, though. There is a flag down. If you get back early, will you start the Patreon? Yes, I'm starting the Patreon as soon as I get back. So I hope to be back in time to turn the Patreon on for the second half of the Ole Miss, or the fourth quarter of the Ole Miss Georgia game. I hope. Will you do a stream for the night games? Yes, on as soon as I get back from the homecoming thing, I'm starting a Patreon stream for all the primetime games. So the link to the Patreon page is in the description of the video. I'll post it in the chat. Here it is. There's a link to the Patreon page. So as soon as I get back from running those errands at 5 o'clock, I should be back around 6 or 6:30. As soon as I get back, I will post a link on the Patreon page, and we will hang out and watch all the primetime games. Texas is beating Florida so bad they're moving Florida to the Big Ten. Oh, no. Florida State would be mad as shit if the Big Ten took Florida, wouldn't they? Florida State still thinks they're going to the Big Ten. Their fans do. But Florida State fans are pretty much stupid. The Nerds will blow this lead and the game. I've seen Miami come back from... I've seen Miami come back in the second half week after week this year, so it wouldn't surprise me if Miami came back and won this game. 4 wide. Tunnel screen complete. Good defense by Tech, though they're only going to gain a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd and about 8 for Miami. Been seeing Jimbo and Randy Shannon and FSU campus. Not sure what that means. Do you like your daughter's date, Lou, or is it going to be a spec now? No, I like him. He seems like a good kid. They've been dating for a while. He seems like a good kid. I just got served with a summons. FSU sued me. Better you than me. Better you than me, buddy. Miami player injured, so they're going to go to a commercial break. Besides Bama and LSU, what's some other good night games? Let's look at them. Bibbity bibbity. Night games you asked about. Night games. Maryland and Oregon, Mississippi State and Tennessee, Central Florida at Arizona State, Oklahoma State at TCU, Florida State at Notre Dame, Oklahoma and Missouri, Washington and Penn State, Virginia at Pitt, BYU at Utah. That's the prime time slate. Florida State might lose by 30 or more. They are a massive underdog. Massive underdog. Notre Dame might put one on them. You're right. Notre Dame might put one on them. Penn State game could be good. Yeah, coming off that disappointing loss last week to Ohio State and host a decent Washington team. It's the Penn State whiteout game for whatever that's worth. Do you think the winner of Bama versus LSU makes the playoffs? Yes, as long as they don't shit the bed after that. You know, Bama's got to play Oklahoma and Auburn. Who does LSU have? I can't remember who LSU has left to play. Obviously, they'd have to still win out, but this is the toughest game left on the schedule for both of those teams. So whoever wins, most likely, is going 10-2, and I think 10-2 would get either of those teams into the playoff. How hot is Norvell's seat? Well, it's fiery hot, but they can't afford to fire him. Texas Tech having a sneaky good season. Yeah, they are 6-3. Beat Iowa State last week. Dads against daughters dating dummies. Yeah, I'm a full-fledged member of that. Lucky for me. The one she's dating now is not a dummy. Not a dummy. If Alabama wins, they got an easier path. If LSU wins, they got some hard games left. Bama will lose, then lose to Oklahoma, then lose to Auburn. What? I don't know about all that there. Seems like that might be some wishful thinking on your part there. All right, 3rd and 7 for Miami. They're on the Georgia Tech 13. They need to get to the 6. Ward in a shotgun, 3 wide. Snap. Ward back to throw. In the pocket. Throws underneath. Complete. Nowhere near the first down. Only gained about a yard. 4th down coming up. Field goal no good either, because a field goal would only make it a 9-point game. They got to go for it. They need 2 touchdowns. So there's no way they're going to kick a field goal here. Field goal does no good. 4th and 6. Huge play here with 10:40 to go in the 4th quarter. They need to get to the 6-yard line for a first down. 4th and 6. They're on the 12. 4 wide this time. 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Cam Ward in a shotgun, running back next to him. Motion. Snap, back to throw. Ward looks to the right, now over the middle. Pump fakes. Dancing around. Throws into the end zone. Caught, but this is going to come back for holding. This looks like this is going to be holding on the Miami offensive line. They threw a flag early in the play right into the middle of the line. Unless they're going to get Georgia Tech with some kind of hands to the face or something. But it's on somewhere in the line of scrimmage is the penalty. Let's see. Referees have to have a meeting. What is this? An illegal man downfield, they said? Two fouls. Illegal man downfield on Miami and holding on Miami. So they declined the illegal man downfield. They accept the holding. And now it'll be, what, 4th and 14? Ward threw a touchdown, but it didn't count. So take those points off the board. 4th and 16 now for Miami. All the way back at the 22 now. 4th and 16. 3 wide to the bottom. Snap. Ward steps up in the pocket. It's going to get sacked. Thrown down for a loss of 5 yards. Turnover on downs. Look at the nerds. Look at them. Look at the nerds. How about them nerds? Huh? How about them nerds? You know, Ward does hold the ball a long time. Look at this. He holds the ball a long time on a lot of plays. There's still room on the big orange bandwagon, Miami man. There is no bigger bandwagon than the Miami fan. When I tell you. There's Miami fans all over the world, and they can't sell out a home game. Losing to Georgia Tech is pathetic. Losing 2 years in a row to Georgia Tech is automatic irrelevancy. There's no such thing as a good team or a good program that loses to Georgia Tech 2 years in a row. Georgia Tech hitch pass picks up about 7. Miami lucky to avoid a personal foul late in that play there. Real lucky. Probably should be 15 yards for Tech. They didn't call it. Had Miami kicked the extra point on the last touchdown, they would have been down 17-28 just now. Yeah. Well, at the time, Georgia Tech didn't have 28. They were trying to get within a touchdown last time before Georgia Tech scored again. Lou, Miami fans been trolling, talking so much shit, especially to the Alabama fans. Boy, if they lose this game, they might block us because I'm going to talk my shit win or lose. Georgia Tech's going to take a timeout with 8:36 to go. It's going to be 3rd and 4 after the timeout. You know who else lost to the nerds? Florida State. Well, Florida State lost to everybody they played. I mean, they're horrible. Everybody know that. Well, you better be worried about Tech. Yeah, can't you tell how worried I am? So much for asking if Miami would score 45. Yeah. Yeah. Should I bet the Clemson game? Third and 4 now for Georgia Tech. They're on their own 34-yard line. Empty backfield. Smells like a quarterback draw. No, they're going to let him throw. Incomplete. Threw it behind the wide receiver. 4th down, and Georgia Tech will have to punt it away. This is pitiful for Miami. Yes. Yes, it is. They're going to have to score in a hurry now. 8:24 to go, and they're down 12. Empty backfield for Cam Ward. They've got the ball on their own 22. Georgia Tech 28, Miami 16. Back to throw. Ward's going to get sacked inside his own 10, all the way back at the 9. The Georgia Tech man hurt himself sacking the quarterback. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not real sure what happened here. Did he dislocate his shoulder? Did he pull his arm out of socket? I don't know what could have happened there. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. It looks like he's okay, though. He's jogging off the field, but his arm's dangling. Arm dangling there. Who did Florida State beat and how bad are they? It was Cal, wasn't it? Didn't they beat Cal? And it was a weird, like 13-7 or something they beat them. Something weird like that, if I remember right. It was back in like week 4 or 5. 2nd and 20 for Miami after that sack. They're all the way back on their own 12 now. Cam Ward back to throw. Underneath, complete. No, dropped. Wow, wide open and just dropped it. 3rd and oblivion now. 3rd and forever. 3rd and a mile. 3rd and 20. 3rd and oblivion. Dropped a wide open pass. All right. See if Cam Ward's got any magic here on 3rd and 20. Miami's on their own 12. Back to throw. Good protection this time. Underneath again, caught. Across the 20, tackled at the 25. He's going to be 7 yards short. 4th and 7 on their own 25. And it looks like they're going for it. They're going for it. Back to throw. Cam Ward throws. Caught. Up at the 40. 1st down. Gain of about 15, picks up the first down. Another Miami player hurt, down on the ground, rolling around. Georgia and Colorado money line. Is Michigan a worse defending champion than 2020 LSU? Oh, man. Both are pretty bad. Neither are as bad as Auburn 2011? Neither are that bad, I don't think. Michigan's pretty bad, man. Michigan's pretty bad. I mean, LSU was too, but what was LSU's record that next year? 7-5? I don't know if Michigan can get to 7-5. No, I'm not dissing Auburn, but whenever people start talking about the worst team to follow up in Natty, that Auburn 2011 team always comes to mind. (2014) Florida State. They made the playoffs that year, my man. Florida State made the playoffs in 2014, so they're definitely not the worst defending national champion. Yeah. Yeah, it's all right to laugh at them. Of course it is. Of course it is. Were the 99 Vols bad? I don't even remember. Oh, that's right. That was the COVID year, so they didn't play 12 games in the regular season. 1st and 10 for Miami on their own 40. No, Colby. No, Colby. Cam Ward throws complete at midfield. Another first down for Miami. So Miami's moved it from their own 10-yard line up to midfield with 6:50 to go in the game. They need 2 touchdowns. They need 2 touchdowns. Ward back to throw. In the pocket. Throws underneath. Caught. Has some room. Another first down. Gain of 10 to the Georgia Tech 38. Billy Napier's the man for the job? Yeah. If the job is losing and recruiting in the 50s, then yeah, Billy Napier's the man for the job. Now Georgia, these teams are alternating injured players. Every play, somebody is hurt. Yeah, Droovy, thank you to you as well, Droovy, thank you. Hey, Droovy. Did you get your shirt yet, Droovy? Yeah, there you go. Makes a great Christmas gift for yourself. The Droovy Thank You shirt. I ordered one yesterday, so it'll be here in a week or so, I guess. I ordered one yesterday. Or Thursday, actually, I think it was. I think it was Thursday, actually. Let me go get another water while they help this injured guy off the field. Uh-oh, touchdown Miami. I missed it, but it's Restrepo. 38-yard touchdown catch. Well, Miami just won't go away. They just won't go away. Over under on Bobo's tackles for loss. Well, if we don't get any tackles for loss, I guess that'll be Bobo's fault too, since these smooth brain basic bitches blame Bobo for everything. Did Restrepo have a stroke? What's the deal with his face? I didn't see his face, but I'm not aware of him having a stroke. But I didn't see his face, though. Here comes the extra point. This would make it a 5-point game. It's good. 28-23. Restrepo sounds like something you need antibiotics for. It does sound like strep throat or some kind of viral condition, doesn't it? He looks like the Penguin. Did he get burned up or something? I'm going to watch the Penguin, by the way. I've been told by hundreds of y'all how good the Penguin is on HBO. The thing is, I don't watch shows week to week. I boycott that. It's 2024. Shows should not come on week to week. They should be released a full season at a time. So the last episode of this season of The Penguin comes on Sunday night. So as soon as the last episode has aired, I will start watching The Penguin, and I'll watch it all in a week or so. But I have heard how good that show is. Did you see the Ben story on game day? Yeah. I'm a pet person myself, and they are like, to people that are like that. I'm like that. Obviously, Kirk Herbstreit is. Pets are like a member of the family, so that was hard to watch. I felt bad for him. I know what he's going through. We've all lost a pet before. It is like losing a family member. Tech returns it out of their own end zone. Hit it to 15 and dropped. Tech's going to have the ball on their own 15 with 6 minutes to go. Let's see if they can ice the game. Do you think Gunnar Stockton is getting any first team reps at practice? Very few, but some, yes. Colby, I think Hofer Billy Paul got a hold of your account somehow. That looks like every message I've ever received from Drunker Silly Slaw. 1st and 10 for the Nerds on their own 15. Haynes King on the ground, gain of 2 or 3. It's going to be 2nd down coming up for the Nerds. No, I have not seen Teacup. Is that good? I haven't even heard of that one. Yeah, I watch Outer Banks. I haven't watched the new season yet, but I heard it was terrible, so I'm in no hurry to watch it. I'll probably wait till the off season to watch Outer Banks when I have more time. I did hear about a Peaky Blinders movie. Yes. Obviously, I would be looking forward to that. 2nd and 8 for the Nerds. They're on their own 17. On the ground again. No gain. 3rd and 8. Miami defense showing up now. Yeah, Jay. The first 2 seasons were good. The 3rd one was not. I've lost interest in Outer Banks over time. I'll tell you another thing that's really hurting these Netflix shows is going 2 and 3 years between seasons. That's a problem. Even Stranger Things, which I think is a great show, is absolutely ridiculous that it's 3 years between last season and the next season. You just lose interest. Hell, I don't even hardly remember what happened now in Stranger. It's been so damn long. Wow, 3rd and 8. Georgia picks it up. Georgia Tech picks up a 1st down, about a 20-yard gain. Not a good throw, but a sliding catch by an open receiver downfield keeps the drive alive. Thrown by short and behind the wide receiver, but he adjusts and makes a sliding catch. Wow. That was a chance for Miami to get off the field there. That's not good. Miami's either going to have to start using timeouts or Georgia Tech's going to take another 2 minutes off the clock here. We're under 4 minutes to go. Tech on their own 33. Snap. Handoff. Gain of 5. 2nd and 5. Have you ever seen The Boys on Amazon Prime? I don't think so. I think that has been mentioned to me before, though. Thank you, by Insanity, for the super chat. Andy, thank you for the super chat. He says, I'll give you my Apple TV login to watch from. I keep seeing people on Facebook complain about that show. Like, they say they've been watching it for like a year and they still don't know what it's about or what's going on. So I don't know. But I'll watch just about anything in the off season. I don't have a lot of time during the season to watch a lot of series. It has to be something I really want to watch to take the time to do it during the season. But in the off season, I'm always looking for stuff like that to watch. You know what I'm watching now on Netflix? Gangs of London. Have y'all seen that? Gangs of London? It's pretty good. I just finished up the first season yesterday. We've been watching it for a couple of weeks. I finished up the first season of that, Gangs of London, and I think I watched the first episode of the next season. But it's pretty good. Yeah, Better Call Saul is good. Yep. I've seen that. Not as good as Breaking Bad, but it's good. All right, 3rd and 1 for Georgia Tech. Haynes King keeps and loses 3 yards. They're going to have to punt it away on 4th and 3. Miami's not going to call a timeout? Wow, that's a waste of 20 seconds by Miami right there. They could have called a timeout at 2:20, and they didn't. You can stop the ball on offense. You can't stop it on defense. You can run out of bounds. You can get a first down. You can throw an incomplete pass. All of those things stop the clock once Miami gets the ball. They probably should have used a timeout there with 2:20 to go. They might end up needing that 20 seconds. I haven't seen Trailer Park Boys. Hey Lou, ever watched Tulsa King? I don't think so. I've seen Tiger King. Georgia game was set at 3:30. Now it's going to start at 3:50. Great. I get to watch even less of it then. I have to leave here at 4. My daughter has homecoming. My daughter and my son have homecoming dances today, and I have to leave here at 4 to do some running around. Deadwood. You know why I'm not watching Deadwood? Because of the lie y'all told me about. What's that dried up fucking cowboy show that y'all tried to make me watch? Yellowstone. Y'all wouldn't shut up about Yellowstone. Boy, I tried to watch that. Boy, that's the worst, most dried up pile of dog shit show I've ever tried to watch. So now anytime y'all tell me anything else that even sounds like it might be like that, it's just an automatic no. So Deadwood could be the best show ever invented. I'm not watching it because y'all lied to me about Yellowstone and said it was good. Yellowstone is fucking terrible. I've seen Shogun. It was good. I don't care if it's anything like Yellowstone. It sounds like it would be a similar type of show. A bunch of shit kickers living out in the middle of nowhere arguing about who gets to fuck the horse next. I'm not watching that shit. I'm not watching that. Yeah, I've seen The Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2. I have not seen, I think, don't they have a 3rd season? I haven't seen that. Now, The Mandalorian season 2 is one of the best seasons of any show ever made. Mandalorian season 2 is perfect. You can't make a better show than that. That was a Mark Rick move, not calling that timeout, said Bryce. Yeah, I'm gonna watch. I might stream the Mike Tyson fight next Friday night. Not stream the actual fight, but I mean, like I'm doing now. I probably will do that, actually, Friday night. Beck showed up wearing a bright red suit. Tech gonna blow the game when they should have gotten the first down and ended the game. The Americans is one of the slowest yet greatest shows of all time. Sea-Dog and Wreck are rushing the field if they win. Are they there? Did we ever figure out if they're actually there? Sneaky Pete on Amazon. Thanks for the super chat, Jay, Colby, Bryce. So you're telling me Miami didn't call a timeout when there was 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and they just let the clock tick down to the 2-minute warning. And now they call a timeout? This is coaching malpractice. This is coaching malpractice here by Miami. Absolute coaching malpractice by Miami. Georgia Tech lined up to punt. They get the kick away. It's going to go out of bounds around the 15, 16, 17, about 18-yard line, I guess. Wow. Coaching malpractice by Super Mario. Wow. Yeah, I like Black Mirror. It reminds me of, what was that weird show used to go on in the 80s and 90s? What was the name of that? But yeah, I like Black Mirror. I like Black Mirror. All right, 1st and 10 Miami. They're on their own 19. They're down 5. 1:52 to go. Pass incomplete on 1st down. How'd it go? Yeah? Was she happy?
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
good.
happy.
Sometimes she's hard to please.
No.
Okay, good.
She's good.
Good.
She's good.
You going with me for the pictures?
I can if you want.
All right, yeah.
It smells so good in the kitchen. I don't know if you've been in there.
Uh-oh, Rip Wheeler coming for you, Lou. Yeah, just like all the Typer trolls who are on their way here. They're never fucking coming. I got one on Twitter now. Oh, whoop your ass. Come on over, buddy. You typing about it. Come knock on my fucking door. And bring Rip Wheeler, whoever the fuck that is. Bring his...
He's somebody from Yellowstone.
Bring his crooked ass with you. Because you might need some backup. Cam Ward's running for his life. Fumble. Wow. Cam Ward, again, with the hanging on to the ball. I mean, at some point you got to get rid of it. He just blew it. That's game over there. Well, pretty much game over. Wow.
Really? Wow, Miami got beat by Georgia Tech.
Wow. Mario might actually lose his job. Now, come on, man. Come on. Yellowstone is horrible. Yes, it is. It's fucking terrible.
And look, we did watch the whole first season of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I just could not get
After the first 2 episodes, I'm like, what in the fuck did they got me watching? And I said, well, maybe it's the type of thing you got to watch it and get into it first. We watched the whole first season and like an episode or 2 of the next season, and I finally said, you know, I waste enough fucking time. I'm not watching this. It's fucking terrible. It's horrible. 1st and 10 for Georgia Tech. Obviously, they're going to keep it on the ground. Gain of 2. Miami will call a timeout here with 1:32 to go. They've got 1 timeout remaining. Why? Mario blew the timeout on the punt call. Congrats to SMU for winning the ACC. Well, SMU's got 0 losses. Pitt, Miami, and Clemson have 1. Right? Do I have that right? SMU 0 ACC losses. Clemson, Miami, and Pitt 1 ACC loss each. It's going to depend on the tiebreakers in the ACC. I don't know how all that works. If they all, well, Clemson plays Pitt, so either Clemson or Pitt's going to take a second loss for sure because they played right. Clemson plays on the road at Pitt next week, I think. So one of them will take a second loss. Then you'll have Miami, SMU, and the winner of that game still alive. I don't know how they would decide the top. Let's say Clemson beats Pitt, and at the end of the year, you've got SMU 0 ACC losses, and Miami and Clemson each with 1 ACC loss. I don't know how their tiebreakers are. I don't know who would get in between Miami and Clemson in that scenario. I've got no idea. 3rd and 8. With 1:28 to go, a first down would end the game. Does Florida State still have a team? No. They've got a collection of players that aren't very good, but no, they don't have a team at all. Nothing even resembling a team, actually. All right, if Georgia Tech gets the first down here, I'm going to shut the stream down. Just a reminder, I will be back on later this afternoon on the Patreon page. I have to, my son and daughter's homecoming dances today. I'm leaving here at 4 o'clock to go do some pictures and things with that. And I should be back by around 5:30 or 6, I would say, probably closer to 6. And I will post a link on the Patreon page when I get back. And hopefully we'll be able to watch the second half of the Georgia Ole Miss game and then all the primetime games tonight on Patreon. Georgia Tech on the ground. That's the game. That's going to do it. Georgia Tech can just take a couple of knees here and end it. Congratulations to Georgia Tech. It's a big win for Brent Key. They knock off undefeated Miami. Brent Key gets a top 5 win. Miami falls to 9-1, 5-1 in the ACC. Georgia Tech improves to 6-4, 4-3 in the ACC. Texas, of course, blew out Florida, and Ohio State blew out Purdue. Miami down bad. You hate to see it. Your season is over video tomorrow. Miami will be making their first appearance of the season. Now, the good news for the Miami fans, they're used to being on the your season is over wall. They've spent a lot of time on there over the years, so it shouldn't be anything new for them to see their season end tomorrow or Sunday tomorrow on the your season is over video. But I am going to get out of here. Check out the Patreon page if you're not on there already. Here's a link. It's in the description of the video, but there's the link. I will post a link on that page as soon as I get back from taking these homecoming pictures, and we'll watch the end of the Georgia Ole Miss game and all of the primetime games. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me for the noon games. Can't wait to do it again.